Hello, my name is Busisiwe Nomaswazigunene and welcome to Precious Moments. Thank you to everyone who has shared, liked, subscribed and followed our channel. Please continue to do so that our channel can grow. And also we'd love to hear from you, so please send those comments. We are still in Women's Month and we are celebrating women of substance. And one such woman is Khanyisile Nkosi, a stepchild, Saga Agnes, a name that we've given to her. Don't ask why. She's a sharp legal mind and an attorney. She's a mother. She's a daughter. Kanye, welcome to Precious Moments.
Thank you for inviting me, Busisiwe.
Tell us about who is Khanyisile, where she grew up, your family background, where you went to school.
Okay, so Khanyisile Mdluli Nkosi. I always like to say that.
Oh, double barrel.
Yeah, not that my husband agreed to it. We agreed before getting married. And then at Home Affairs, he's like, no, Mfunu Nkosi.
Yeah.
Right there in front of my mom as a witness, and I want to pick a fight. So I was just like, okay, cool. Mdluli is my dad. Mm-hmm. I'm an only child of my mom, Soweto, and my dad, Archibald.
Yes.
Only child. I'm a mother. I have 3 beautiful boys, teenagers, and I'm a widow. Interesting. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine recently said, you know, Kanye umfelongazi. Not widow. Let's stop making it sound
English.
Yes, because with English it takes away something. I was like, well, true, hey? And it had an impact. I'm twice divorced. Mm-hmm. And my husband and I were together for over 10 years. The one with whom I'm widowed now. And that was the love of my life. I'm the lover of life. I love
how you being when you talk about the love of your life.
Oh gosh, marriage is a beautiful experience, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat if the opportunity came up. I finished high school at Athlone Girls High. I was there for my entire high school. Primary school, Hlakanphani, Elsingiti. And after I left high school, I actually went to work.
Tell us
I worked
about
for
that.
a year at First National Bank, and because I wanted to study law, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I felt like, I want money. Yeah. I want independence.
Yes.
I want to push barriers. I'm
Every
an only
girl's
child.
dream.
My parents are just on my back. I'm like, how can I get rid of these people? Let me get a job so I can be an adult and they can leave me alone.
Yeah.
And all that. So I went to work, but also, no, I do want to study, but I don't want to study law. I've always wanted to be an attorney. My dad always, in fact, I don't know if it was my dream or my dad's, but it was something that we pushed a lot. I mean, growing up, I remember that I used to have, like other kids have dolls. I mean, I never wanted to raise anyone's child. And I mean, when I looked at dolls, I was like, Lompopomlu. Not me. I'm never going to be anyone's maid, so this is not going to work. And then the other toys are your teacups and this. I'm lazy. Yeah. I'm not going to be a house help. I'm not making anyone tea. Yeah. I do not want those things. So I love my coloring books, your puzzle books. I had a blackboard. I would teach anything and everything that walks past me. So it was either I'm going to be a teacher or I'm going to be a lawyer, because if something happens and I have to speak up for someone, I'm right there. And my dad would be like, yo, hi, lawyer, So, and interesting that he would say that instead of a politician. Because you would think, okay, you want to stand for the masses, but I'm more for the individuals. Okay. The one who's standing there and is not going to say anything. So I'm sitting here like, if ubusuyeza, and uzosukela lo yasisi, hold it right there, you see, And so that's where that dream came. And now after working for that bank, in that year, I applied for a bursary, I got it. And then I went to study at Wits Technikon. And I studied there. I left work, went to study, graduated. It was great. I still worked when I was studying because I always like to keep busy. At that point, I was just this person that needs to always be doing something. Life has slowed down a lot since then. I enjoy doing nothing, but not when I was in my 20s.
Yes.
I could never just do one thing. So I've graduated. I went to work for an insurance company. I studied other things. I became a mom. to my firstborn.
Yes, look
When
at how
I
you
was
glow.
21. And by then I'd graduated. So I was fully, in everything. And my
adult.
parents were very proud of me. I was proud of myself,
I can imagine. Of
being
course.
independent and that.
Yes. And having a child at 21.
Yeah.
Not at 14 or...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always wanted to have a child at 21 because my mom had me when she was 21. And I loved my relationship with my mom. She's always been my friend. She's my bestie right now.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
my aunt jokes and says, you and your mom should be best friends. You have a lot in common.
Yeah.
You both don't have husbands.
Yes.
We are widows. So that's what we have in common. And my mom, that relationship was everything. But at the same time, because of my parents' relationship, my parents were married before I was born, and my dad died in 2018, 40 years into the marriage,
Sure.
after being together for 44 years.
Wow.
But the thing is, my mom was very submissive, quite submissive. These things that abantu bakudala want to teach you. Indoda iyamamela yenzani. And my mom did it with so much love. And
Yeah.
I rebelled against that. I was very close to my dad. I have a tattoo with my dad's here, Dulelega Baba, because he gave me that nickname. But I just didn't understand why my dad comes home late. I mean, I'm figuring we've been home the whole time. It's almost midnight. Why are you running for him?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, ndoda yami. Ndoda yami. And all the time I'm thinking, this marriage thing, I want.
Do it.
And then to go and open the door for someone, to go and make them food. And she did it with so much love. And my dad would be like, why Mzonda? What's wrong with you? I'm like, no, press the microwave. Mom,
You can do it.
Go
Yeah.
to sleep. I taught my dad a lot of things. I taught my dad to get us to automate the gate. Because no, we're not opening the gate for you at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my dad was so fond of me. He listened. And he just automated the gate. He wasn't doing any of this to put my mother down or anything. It is how they lived. And it worked for them. But then came this little monster that is me. That's like, no.
Civilized monster.
Blanga, press the kettle. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
It's going to boil and you won't die. And when I sit down.
Yeah.
And my mom be like,
Dictator.
my husband.
Yeah.
Now I'm the one who's wrong. And she's not. So... And I sat my parents down the one day. I said, I'm never going to marry. This marriage thing, looking at you guys. And also, because I'm not like my mom, I'm not sweet and submissive. And I want my voice to be heard.
Yes.
And I have an opinion.
Yeah.
And funny, my dad loves that about me. He allows it. But my mom doesn't do it. It's not like she does it and then she gets put down. But I'm like, so...
It's the relationship that they had and they understood each other.
Yes.
And also I think it's because of the way things used to be done back then.
Yes.
Women back then were not as opinionated as we are today.
Not at all. Okay, my mom is now. I don't know if it's me that created this monster.
It's
but
you.
Well, she's my monster. But I loved how my dad loved my mom, and not that I longed for that. I still thought, well, with me, I wasn't seeking that. I had all the love, so I said, no, I'm going to have 4 kids. The plan was always to have 4 kids. And I told my parents, I remember I was at varsity and I said, I'm going to have 4 kids when I'm 21, 23, 25, and 27, right?
A year's gap.
I'm in between.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that by the time I'm 28, I have all 4 kids. Otherwise, I'm never going to have a child. Because obviously my life must go on. I mean, if it hasn't happened, then... And my dad said, Labantwana, uzobathathephi?
Yeah.
It's, me. I'll find people to donate
Donors.
towards that situation. Yeah. But I'll have them. It's 3 boys and a girl. And the girl will be the last because, if I get a girl like me, what am I going to do? How am I even going to tame that person, And ufuzo this one will be, 10 times. And so in any event, my parents would have let me do anything. And I got married. Strangely, after having said, me and marriage is not in the cards. I said, when I'm 40, I'll meet a man who'll be my companion for life, will have a full understanding of one another, and they'll accept me for me. But okay, marriage followed me.
Your first marriage.
Oh, yeah. So with the father of my first child, he passed away last year. We never married. He did want to marry me, but 21. And the reasons for marriage didn't make sense. You marrying me because I'm pregnant or we're going to have a baby. Like, make that make sense. I don't see how it's a condition for anything. And so we didn't marry. And also, I bluntly said, I don't see a future with you because of your lifestyle. And I'm not an attorney now, but at some point in my life, I'm going to be an attorney. Yeah. Now, so who I associate with matters.
Association is very important.
Look. it's we're there now, but not I'm not explaining why you're in my life.
I think when the universe listened to you, look, you have got 3 boys like you had wished, and from your lips to God's ears.
Absolutely.
And you've got the 3 boys. Well, the girl,
we don't know.
Yeah, but here the 3 boys, yes, and here you are, you're an attorney.
Yes.
So what would have happened?
Yes.
If you had married baby daddy number 1?
No. The marriage wasn't going to happen. There's no way. That marriage would have fizzled. Because I realized that we're not going the same direction. As much as I enjoyed being with him, and okay, it might sound like I loved him with that love of a 20-year-old, 19-year-old. He was much older. I've always loved older men. And I've always loved that they found themselves. That's what I thought. Like, you're older, you found who you are, where you're going,
yes,
and all that.
You've got direction.
I can happily find myself without worrying about also finding you somewhere in this space. So I didn't want that responsibility, and maybe also because I admired my dad that much that I thought, let a man know what he wants. Yeah. And I can't expect that of someone my age. I mean, I was 16 when I finished high school. Surely it's not fair to expect an 18-year-old to have direction, but a 25-year-old, yeah, of course. He's where I am. He's been where I am. And I don't need to now say, come, let's do this, Yeah. So with that one, we didn't marry. We broke up. Literally, my son was 4 months old. I don't regret, though. It was not bad. He was a nice man, and I loved him for someone else. He's going to be happy over there.
How do you love your baby daddy for someone else? Hey, Marakai. Okay.
But look at, if you see my son, you'll see that, such a beautiful boy. It means, the dad, a charmer, that guy, the genes, they did. And the personality had a lot of good things about him, but not for where I'm going. Remember?
Yes.
One day I'm going to be an attorney, and I'll probably be involved in certain things that need to do background checks and that, and who I associate with is going to matter then, right? So let's just end it here. And we dated other people, and then I met my first husband. Yeah. I loved him. No, I loved that man. Good looking man. But the fights in that relationship, we spent all our time together, right? And it still wasn't enough. He wanted more. If I'm apart from him for 2 minutes, it's
quite.
Yes, imshia. And with something I could never understand, like ufunani, we're together and we go somewhere, we come to Busi's place, but when we go home, kuna some story about when for like 6 seconds maybe, because I'm trying to think where, when, how, but imhetile that much, and he always had this fear of losing me. He wasn't that old, he was only 5 years older than me, and I loved him. Honestly, I thought, you know what, this is the one. Even with the fights. And look, this is something that sometimes when I say it, I feel like, hi, Kanye, you shouldn't even say things like that. Yes, he fought. Like, I've never fought with anyone. Physically, I want to be a girl. I've got nails and stuff. I want to be pampered. That guy would beat me up and stuff. But still, I was never going to leave him. I promise you, Busi. There was nothing in me that was saying, leave him. I thought we're young. He's insecure. We're just building ourselves. He's got a good thing going for him. I've got a good thing going for me. He was self-employed. I'm in corporate. Of course, he doesn't know what I do the whole day, and he's got a fear with yo. This one is climbing the corporate ladder.
And that's mine.
Yeah, and we are papa.
Yeah.
And this one talks in rooms that, we go for parties with colleagues, and he probably looks at how I interact with everyone. And it's like, no, Kanye is the light that must just shine for me. Put it under the table.
Yeah.
The Bible says you can never. Never. I am Khanyisile. It's in the name. It's in the name. That's why I'm not a yellow bone, right?
Yeah.
Because Kanya.
So, with all these fights and the beating up, did you ever get him arrested? Or bomtanda too much? You would say, this will change. It's not him, it's me.
If he sees this, he'll probably say I'm lying. I never got him arrested when we were together, right? Because it was about right. And he was always apologetic afterwards. And it was always my fault somehow. And I took it, not because I believe it was my fault. I mean, you're crazy. I do, but I did think we will get help. I did think sizokula. Over time, he will see how committed I am to us. And
did you guys go for counseling?
No, never got to that.
Food.
Yeah, and then where do you start? Counseling with another guy who's now going to start more fights in my house because it was definitely going to be that.
Right.
And my parents loved him. Here's another thing. I protected my husband. And he's perfect. Look. Now we're also, and that's so but people close to us would know who's and all this. But you would also not understand why. This guy would cook for me on a daily. He'd make the bed. He'd let me sleep until late. Breakfast in bed on a weekend.
Perfect.
He'd look after the baby. And we had I had my second born with him. And he would look after everything. Even me. I loved that about him. I loved what he pays that much attention to me. He'd give me all his money. And I love money. Me and money like, yo, mamela so.
Best besties.
Sure. Yeah. And he without me even asking, like he knew I would take care of things in the house. I'd take us shopping. I'd plan holidays, too. So he trusted that Kanye will make the right decisions. So, and I'd give him some of the money. He'd go buy his drinks. He'd never wanted to be apart from me, right? But I never understood this whole thing, Ayani. And I never got him arrested. I never told my parents. And my parents only found out, I think, years into the relationship, where an incident occurred when I was with my cousins. There was a friend, I remember, Kibla Park is developed. One guy had a housewarming there, and we went there and I invited him. During the day, I was with friends. I went to him and said, no, we're going to Kibla Park, this and this. There were no locations, Nani, but somehow I managed to tell him where we are, and he pitched.
Yes.
But I was with my male cousins. The owner of the house happened to be a friend, my male cousins one. And out of the blue, everyone is happy. I'm happy. And here's another thing. I never ever saw the fights coming. Like, I don't know there's going to be a fight. We're good. And then, baby, was a lang born apart. Of course. You know? How? I'm like...
I never saw that coming.
Why? I'm still trying to ask you, and then, what is this? And Ganti, on that occasion, he'd done it so many times that it was a trap. Everyone there was waiting for him because they'd become aware of this one done. So they were just watching him.
Yeah.
When he went outside with me, without me knowing, everyone else, all the guys, because they were crying outside, had gone outside as well. So when he did that, like, okay, what are they doing to my husband? These people, like, really? So where did he go? He drove straight to my parents' house around 1-2 in the morning to go do what? We stayed in the south of Joburg. We were not far from home. But he went there. The next thing I know, the phones are ringing. Kanye, your dad is on the phone. What? My what? Who at this time? For?
Akadlelanga.
But your husband, ulapaya. What? Ena, go so far.
Uthole intanga zakhe, so yena uyopayisa.
Yes, and then
upayisa nge one incident, not all the other incidences that have occurred.
Thank you. And meanwhile, the person who answered the phone is my best friend, who then said, no, he's lying. He was just telling my parents the story. But I'm like, okay. And then my cousin answers the phone. My male cousins now. No, this is not acceptable. Who here was a eat? And my dad is like, the people that are answering the phone have never fought. I've never seen Labafana fight with anyone. So why are they the ones saying it was us? And then ufike wathi, Kanye, I'm a boyfriend wakhe. I mean, you're 25, 26. They believing probably leso story with you know this girl. When much, you know, shadile, and all this. And let me tell you, we got in the car and drove to my mother's house. But now I'm like, Sister Sophie is teeny. Because the mood. And I'm like, why did he go tell my parents? My parents don't know about his dirty ways. Yeah. You know? We got there, my parents are up. I'm so worried about my parents. Shame, man. So protective of Iqanda lava. No. But I'm not that kind of Iqanda. I mean, God's strong soldiers.
Yes.
And we got there, and it is just so unfortunate because my friend told the story. She called the people that were there, and then my dad was like, Shamtanami. Yo, Kantuzala.
Wena. Yeah.
And get the alcohol we were drinking. We're high. I'm not one to cry publicly. My parents have never seen me go through that. And now we're trying to explain this to Mangbuzo. These tears keep coming.
So all these emotions from all the abuse that you've endured, that you've kept quiet about, and yena uyohambile manje wayozi-expose.
For what? My friend is there like, and then now she's the one that's busy spilling. I'm more like, hi, what are you doing? See, I call her, my mom's like, and now she's like, Tola, Kanye, Tola. So it's a show, right? His brother is also
spill it all, man.
His brother was there with the girlfriend, and now they came with the lie story. And and this one is spilling the beans, and we're crying, and my mom says, no, man, are you calling it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen I'm shy. And then my dad is just shocked to see. No, it's not possible, not this one. I'm very outspoken. But yes, I'm outspoken. I will tell Busi tomorrow that, Pela, when we got home, just killing Kanje. Did he not start a fight?
Yeah.
You know, so everyone knows what's happening. It's not like I'm in a secret GBV situation. But I'm also not leaving. I'm not about to leave. This guy is cuckoos, but he'll be okay.
Yeah.
He's mine.
And you love him.
I love him. Listen, I love him. So that was the first incident. And then so another thing, he would do these things. And I'd leave him. Literally leave him. But not leave him. I'm leaving him to cool down.
Yeah. And where do you go when you cool down?
And I say nothing. I mean, only child.
Yeah.
Nobody asks me, Uti, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And trust me, he's there. So now all of us are here for the weekend.
Yes.
Are here for the week.
Yeah.
You know,
so
like, I say I'm leaving you. He says, no, wait, I'm coming with you. No. I'm leaving you and he's here. Now I can't tell them the story. So now they started to understand. And like Lorna. Mangala, but this man comes and he's so nice. Yes. And he sits with my mom. He cooks in the house.
Yeah.
So with the last incident that made us actually divorce, he stabbed me, woke me up in the middle of the night in the house, and he had a knife, and I have a tattoo here. I heal very well, by the way. I have scars that should exist in different parts of my body, but they don't. But he had a knife. He was on top of me. I was sleeping. We were together the whole day. We never even went anywhere. We loved to sit and watch movies. Our couple goals.
Yeah. Sundays are for lovers.
Yeah, mamela. Yonke. I think for a few years after my divorce with that guy, I thought, if anyone tells me Sundays are for lovers, because I went through it. So he tried to stab me, but I woke up, and so he grazed me. And I screamed because what? A whole knife? We were together because a private number. So remember my cell phones at that time. There
some
was on
people
dirty private number because
Yes.
So, but we were together the whole day. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday night, so going to Sunday morning. We came from work on Friday, and we were together. We watched movies. We did. At some point, he used to say things like, "I could feel that your body was here with me, but your mind is on the other side of time." Yes,
he was a composer as well.
Yeah. Lamabo, I can't live without you. They believe these songs. Now when you're living without him, you're gonna die, dude. What did you mean? So he did that. We lived in a small complex on the south of Joburg. And obviously the neighbors heard we had a security. I'm like, what? You know? And they came. There were people at our door. There were police at the door. There was blood.
And you still did not report.
And our son was a couple of months old. And he left. He took the baby. So we were not far from the bridge across the freeway. And I thought, you know what, he'll probably do it. I was more worried about my child. My mom came. And then I said, no, you know what? Let me go. I wasn't leaving him. Let me tell you, I wasn't leaving him. I was just leaving.
Cool off.
So that I'll be lonely and deciding.
And
then escalate. Then maybe we'll do the counseling stuff and everything. And no one was about to tell me to leave him. Not even my mom. Because wait, man. When you've been here long, and I think my mom was very disappointed because she loved him. She really loved him, and my dad didn't know what to say. I think my dad was still confused with me, so outspoken,
and yet
so
you are
used to standing up. Yes, I stand up for every other person, but he couldn't place me. I think no man, something is wrong. There's something we don't know, not to Kanye. It's not possible. And then I came home. I don't know if I came back to... I think I came back to him to talk to him and stuff. And he told me, why I'm divorced. Like, your mom.
Okay.
And umama ke yena wazi yonke into ke. Like these things uyazazi ukuthi kwenzakalani in our, because he's that guy. When we fight, he picks up the phone and tells his mom. So his mom has always known about every single fight. Ukhathele umama khona, ukhathele, right? But now yena we othi why ngak divorce your mom? I'm 25, 26. I was like, cool, I'll divorce you. So I went and I filed for divorce. I went and I got a protection order.
Yes,
against it. Like,
and you, at that time, you were not an attorney yet?
No. I'm still in corporate. And I was like, no, Nyakshia. Like, hey, and then he started stalking me. And she started stalking me. And I still loved him, right? So the divorce takes time, right? Waiting for court dates. And I would visit my husband. I go there, I sleep over, and I leave him. And then one day I went and I visited him. And I woke up in the morning and I drove my car out, brand new BMW 325 Ti, just back from service, the first service, brand new car. I turn around the corner, engine light comes on. Service, engine. Get into the garage, just around the corner. Like, check, oil light, engine, like all the warning lights in J. Boom, ne?
It was a warning to you, girl, but continue.
This guy opens the car. We're going to process a divorce now.
Yeah.
Opens it, checks, he says, come and see, there's a white substance on the engine.
Yeah.
He says, I'm like, I don't know what it is. What if it's drugs? He says, no, let me taste it. It's sugar. This guy poured sugar in my engine. Guys, who does that?
A jealous husband who's about to become an ex-husband.
What was I doing there? But I was avoiding fights, I think load shedding started around that time. This guy, I would come back from work in Ekaya. I remember my mom was working night shift. So I don't think we were getting schedules, right? Now, a remote doesn't work. You must open the garage door manually. My dad is in the house. And my dad is not much of a talker. My dad is a jolly good fellow, man. You know?
Yeah.
So, this one, she's mang garage door. Nang segamela. You know? And he's already told me he's got illegal firearms. Everything that can happen to me. So I'm like, no, let me park. My car is sorted now. I greet my dad. Hey, but I'm going out. My dad is not going to ask me. Ngiyapi? Ngihamba no husband wami. Going to spend a couple of hours there just to give him what he wants. And I know he's lonely. I mean, but I'm divorcing you.
But your heart is also still there.
Yeah, and I have a protection order against you. But
You are breaking the protection order.
Yeah, I'm not calling the police. Like, he's not a bad guy. He's just crazy, right? And then he did that, and that for me was when I was like, no more. Because
What's next? Yeah.
And went for the divorce. He said, come. We're going for a divorce tomorrow. He's like, no, they won't grant you the divorce. I'm not a lawyer then.
Yeah.
Why won't they grant me the divorce? Because I'm not there. Like, are you for real? Who told you this? I'm going to come back divorced. I came back divorced. I called him. Like, we're not married no more. No, you've ruined my life. And he hated me. He started hating me then. And my next husband was already in the picture. He was also putting pressure on me. You need to marry me, otherwise you want to go back to that one. I know which way I'm tanda loyal, but I loved him, honestly. And this one, man, you were just so present. I'm trying to breathe.
Yeah.
On a good given day, right? I come back from work. If it's not my stalker waiting for me, it's you waiting for me. So, and like, what am I supposed to do with myself? I'm like, yo, I want drama. I just come inside and greet my kids and long yam stola. Maguyilo, ngihlalela nje sometime endlini man ngizoya kuyo wayena. Akala isikhathi sami ukuthi lo buye emsebenzini ngo6. I'm going to be here. What about my children? Anginomntana nawe, you know? And then immediately I divorced. Yena wazolobona. But here's the thing. He showed me flames. There was nothing, right? This one, jealous.
I thought GBB was worse.
Jealous about the ex that you were never in the marriage with me with, but because you know how I feel about him, and because sometimes when you were late by a second, I'm gone, no, soon to be ex-husband.
Khanyisile Nkosi.
I'm putting out fires now, but if there's one person I'm not going to upset, it's the one that I love, and it's because of Linda Shilo, but I'm still thinking, I think the biggest disappointment for me was when he didn't come to court, because he still had the opportunity to say to me, no man, let's not do this, I will change. And I promise you, that divorce...
You would have changed.
Yeah.
You would have tore those papers up.
Mamela, I would have stood up there in court and said, no.
Sorry, magistrate, for wasting your time. I've reconsidered.
I'll explain to you when I'm a lawyer. We'll see what happened. And you'll be so proud of me because so right, you know.
Yeah.
But he never paged. And he that morning, and so now, and for some time I blamed him for the marriage into with the other guy, because he was also there. He made me literally explain, but I'm always with you. Phew, I get your
insecurity.
And Elona is older,
yeah,
and ready to fight any day. Ne?
Yeah.
So it be an incident between him and the ex-husband, who's now ex-husband. So I'll send a chance. This one knows because I'm in a relationship with him. So then that marriage shouldn't have happened. I did call it off a week before the wedding. And then he brought his family. I mean, this guy is older than me by about 20 years. So mangatuzena abantu badala kuyo. Kusho ukuthi ke phela mina ngubani la? Lo age mate abazali bami makuhlelwe lapha yana nje enhle kumele bathi abantwana basuke. Wena umntana yini?
And what did you do with the lobola? Did you take it back?
No, because they came to speak for him, he's sorry. And I was sitting there looking at all these people like, you're more wrong, Masna. This whole collective can't be wrong. It's me. And nobody's giving me a chance to explain, because I keep saying, Untshela na ukuthi kwenzakaleni. No, urijwetsitse. And ukhuluma umuntu omdala wes. Umalume is probably 100 years old. Urijwetsitse engise I'm like yo, I know. Ntshotse so di etsagala ke lenyalo. Yay. And I mean
you need to be submissive.
You need to understand. And just kuna lento ukuthi mawuzoshada kwenzeka into eningi. Sekufana ngazuthi lento it's man made. Yabona abantu abakuthandi bazokumoshela. Akunanto engimoshele ulo. Yoshada naye.
Yeah.
And that
self-inflicted pain.
I was pregnant now, right? But nobody knows, okay? Except for us. No. And plus little balengwana. Now, how do you live here? So I'm like, and I said, but it's everything. I don't care. Must about deliver iteko.
Yeah.
I know for the fact that she hasn't started baking a wedding cake here next week. She hasn't started, right? Are you worried about the money? I'm worried with this guy. He's gonna kill me. He's already told me ukuthi mina mangangishiya njengalo. Umshila. Ngizokubonisa ama flames wena. So we allow it. I allow it. I allow it. And I go there. The wedding day is nice, but I'm so stressed. And every minute he gets, ngikhumbuza ukuthi wena don't think nje one wrong move ungayenzi. Ne?
Yeah.
On my wedding, we had a 2-day wedding because it's a traditional wedding here and there. Umakoti ulalaphi? Mina I was sleeping at our house with my husband because nje angithemali ngaleyo ndlela ngithi sisuka la sonke ngizokulanda ngisele la kithi mele bangise kubo kusasa.
Yes.
But no, he fetched me so we can go home and sleep and then come back tomorrow. Ngibuye, and I think my family also thinks it's me. Angithi mina ngoKhanye, so let Kanye do what Kanye wants, man, you know? As much as I always say this about Ogusi, the way I'm such a favorite child, I'm God's favorite child, I'm the daughter of my ancestors in this, and whatever I ask for, I get, whether it's bad or in, because I'm like a spoiled child, and it's not a good place to be, because you even get the things you shouldn't be getting, when they should be saying, no. Yes. I never prayed for those marriages. In fact, I was never going to get married to anybody. And then there I am. Ngiyahamba nangelanda ngalomshado, ngiyolala. La sihlala khona kwethu nomuntu wami sihlala sonke phela manje. Ejele lelana, that was jail. That guy didn't give me a time of day. He did so much. And he even pointed a gun at me. He beat me up with a belt. He did so much, like, look.
And you still did not open.
No, this one I was gonna leave, but I'm not. You uzongibulala ngithi lo. Lona, phela lona uthi ukuthi uzofa. He dictated what I wear. You can't, like, literally I'd be leaving for work and it's like, what? Ugqokile outfit yakho leba ithothanda wena busingeke. Ayise umsebenzi le. By then I'm working in a male-dominated environment. I'm in property now, and I'm with this guy, and he's called. Look, nokufika emsebenzini was I have male friends. Mangena bari yo tolibone Kanye. Yo, I'm like, guys, abuse at home, abuse at work, and like, why are parents? Sisi already like Kanye. Kira ke se before lang smangmang. No marafe. And then lipstick inyana. Lipstick ya ingwena. Obatla ntatola kwati. Situation. My situation. I had a fake payslip because I'm a Tomazane. So I started developing myself in the space that I'm in, right? Because I still want to do law, but I'm not going there yet. I'm climbing the ladder, right? And so I wanted to start the LLB, I remember, and he said, no, amantombazane mawafunde kakhulu, abanemali eningi bese abhejela abafana, athengela abafana, ngishadile. Why are you telling me about using bhejela abafana nanane, and I'm driving this expensive car, and let me tell you, the scheme sami la emsebenzini, but Kanye it's a payslip. Mina ngine payslip enginayo nge-25. Ne fake bank statement yale payslip ubonisa ukuthi yazi mangicela ukubhadala imoto.
Angisala na
nix. Nothing. Lutho, so he can give.
So okay, ngifuna ukubona nani payslip.
Mama, ngifuna uyibona. Ukuthi phela ize show ukuthi I'm not angibhejela abafana.
Ooh, Shem, you've endured the abuse, Kanye. I'm even still surprised, Uti, you are the way that you are. You know, because a lot of women who come out of, you know, similar situations, their lives spiral out of control, whether they go into, whether it be drugs, whether be it promiscuity. There's a lot of things, especially when people have gone through emotional trauma, depression, stress, and.
And it's true. Look, I didn't get out of it easily.
Yeah.
Right? But I was also vocal. I have friends. And I'm like, guys, in a curfew mean. I have a curfew when I leave work because what time are you knocking off?
Yes.
And what time must you be home? At some point, literally, this man would pick me up and drop me off at work. Because of the issue I'm Neskati, always like more than half an hour late. Because when I left the office, I was still talking to Woo. See, I need some 17 sesebenza.
Yeah.
But masiphuma lapha 4:30 siyaxoxa kancane and then bese siyabheka traffic injani, mazithi 5 singene emotweni and then I get home late. And then the problem, mina bengishaywa busi. If I go out, I'm literally told, Uti, 10 o'clock you must be home, ne? What is Katubana City now? It's like 9:30, ne? See, let's say it takes me 45 minutes to get home. It's 9:30. Rest assured, now I'm like, okay, now it's OT. I can you because people would tell me, how about before I'm like, no, I don't think he's gonna kill me today. Doesn't sound like it, right? Let me have one more drink in case I die at this. Yes. You know what I mean? And these are friends. You know, we're together. It's our monthly social gathering, vele. Like, best thing call, 9:45 or just 25 to. And the call says, Mamela la, ubonile isikhathi. Like, yeah. Now remember I said it's going to take 45 minutes. Yes, I'm already on my way to the car. You're on your way to the car. You know it's going to take you 45 minutes to get here. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there around 10 past or, no, uzongithola kahle. Okay, uzongithola kahle. Guess what I do? Angithi bese ngihambile mina sengisemotweni. Ngiyakhiya ngiyabuyela. Phela angithi ngo 10 past 10 zobe ngisenkingeni.
Yeah.
It's the same trouble I'll be in now ngo 2:15. So just gonna sit down.
You were a delinquent of note.
Thank you. I'm rebellious by nature.
Yeah.
So don't take me there. And you're gonna do what you need to do anyway.
Regardless of what time it is.
So you're gonna do it if I'm 10 minutes late? No, dude, no.
Yeah.
Ngoba uvele ngiyibuyele. Ngo past 2 wonke umuntu masengahamba. Because masisuka la sihamba. We don't live far from one another, right? Yimo dlula kuqala bayangivutela ukuthi pip umantshinge lana lo ne Sira.
Yeah.
Umile lapha ekhoneni lendlu uyambona vele. Mangisathi qula pha avula igate. I'm saying, "Oh dear God. What did I do to you, Lord?" Angithi umculo uyakhala lapha akangizwa lo ukuthi ngithini. Probably thinks I'm talking on the phone, but I'm saying, "Look at him, he's gonna kill me." Please nkulunkulu ngicela ukuthi angangibulali namhlanje nabantwana abayi3 bancane. And it's not my fault. He threatened me first. You know, you also need to do something, shining a lightning or whatever.
I think you've spoken to God more during your abusive marriages than you do on a normal day.
You're like 100 times a day. After the phone call, I'm like, dear God, really? Really? You let this happen to your children? Your favorite child, me? And then ngene ngipake ngimele phela ngithi siyalindana ngoba nayo sayovala igate and uphumile because of me and uyabhema lapha yana obviously kwatile utsotsi yabona nje I'm like nawe ngiyamela ngifuna ukuphuma ngifuna ukuze yena athi avule lapha ngiphume ngiyazi ukuthi uyangiklapa or wenzani, but I'm like, hey, my life ne. But next week I'm thinking better and I'm going this one uyadlala ngale and he mustn't dare threaten me ngo 9:30 because then uzobuya ngo 5.
Yeah.
You know? And he still does it despite which I don't fight back. I'm just like, I don't know. I remember the one time he hit me with a body bottle your Coke. Ne? Not lawa with plastic, one of those glass ones. Now a console. The console and we got in the house and then I don't know if he said I must change or something. Kumula. And then before I wasn't dressed because I remember that my head was between his knees and he was banging on my back with that bottle.
Yo, Kanye.
And I was like, yo, this doesn't feel like I'm gonna die. Can't and next week, and next month, I got to the point where I would say to him, why is it that every Friday we have a fight about the Friday? For me, it doesn't make sense. Whether I'm emsebenzini, you know, emsebenzini are my social clubs and stuff. Manpuma, you go to the bar. We had a bar at work.
Yeah.
And everyone has a family. Every single person here has a family, right? But we just socialize and it's our time.
Network.
Thank you. You know? And already Anna, he'll call and be like, yeah, uloku hleli lapha ngithi yimi Slima. But I'm like, are you calling me for this now? Mangangati, yes. I'm like, I'll see you when I see you. Because already I'm in trouble. I know the tone that says I'm in trouble. And he was smart. He would never, I think it is only maybe once or twice that he beat me. And I remember I ngazuloma after he slept. I didn't even realize it until I was bleeding. Yeah? And then my lips were swollen because the following day he was giving me ice packs. Siyahamba siyabantwana ufuna ukungihlaza wena.
How?
Ukuthi abantu babona ukuthi unjani ngezenzo zakho and stuff, and I'm laughing at this. I'm like, yo, leave me alone, man. It's your doing.
But how did you get out though?
So I planned it. I orchestrated my leaving. I mean, it took me a year. So I sat down and I prayed and I said, dear God, I know I didn't.
Yes, it's like you are from a movie. There's nothing as dangerous as a sport.
No, it took me a year. I literally prayed and said, God, I didn't ask you for this marriage. Obviously, you wouldn't have given it to me. This is my own doing. But you're going to get me out because you never wanted me here anyway, right? But I need a plan. So, I'm a project at work that I'm doing, some that are going to take me away from home.
Yeah.
But by the time I go away for the longest, which is about 10 days,
yeah.
So I start orchestrating things like, I don't think okay, my kids never stayed with me in that marriage. My father said, yo, asazi phela niyoshada kuze kube nini.
Yeah.
Anyway, since hamba ubuye yabo, ngono ushiya abantwana. So it was just the baby until abe sharp, and then wahamba ke noneni wakhe baye ekhaya, sebahlala ekhaya. Which means on a daily mangibuye emsebenzini ngekhaya. Oh no, my husband is outside. Every day mangibuya ngizobona abantwana namhlanje namhlanje sihamba ngo9 sendlini kuyophekwa ngaleso sikhathi. And ngiyapheka. I take care of my man, right? I feed him, it's my job. I will cook rice and stew at 9. Ngoba bengisabona abantwana bami. Anyway, ngifuna rice and stew swile yangithi. Ufuna sithando sami.
Uzodla ngo11.
Who ofuna stew? Kanti a normal person would say, I want the steak first.
Yeah.
So you don't want steak first? I'm here to please you.
I'll chop the onions. Put the garlic.
I'll put it in the slow cooker. Baba. Sizoyilinda. Ngo9. And the chances are ngidlile kithi. Phela mama bekasebenza night shift uyayiphekela indoda yakhe. So sidlile nabantwana bami, but I'm not going to tell him. Angithi yena uhlala ngaphandle kithi emotweni.
Yeah.
Mama did not like that man. Bekangamfuni. Angifuni endlini yakhe, hayi ngifuni lo muntu nwana endlini yami. Like from day one, my mom just had a dislike towards this guy. So I planned it, and then I told my parents, I told everyone, it's okay guys, ne? Saying the exit plan.
Yes, I know. Actor kuma movie. Yes.
Exit plan. Because was the World Cup. When the World Cup might call.
Yeah.
It's like 10 June, I think, ne? September. 10 days where I'm going away on a work thing. Leo 10 days sing hambile, guys. I'm gone and sabuye lapha. Wo January New Year's Day njengoba ngibachela le plan, ne? Guess what? I don't drop it off phela husband wami la uyazi ukuthi uzongilanda. But sengiyabatshela la ukuthi from now on happy me, happy life, and I'm free, guys, ne? By the time my birthday comes in October, I'm going to be out of that house. One of two things will happen. Ngizophuma ngibheke phezulu. Ngebhokisi or ngizophuma ngenyawo zami. Either way, I'm out, right? But hopefully, I am God's favorite child, and I will walk out of that house.
Yeah.
Cool. Ngaplan. Ngathi abantwana bayekithi because I mean, it's a small house and ba happy lapha. Lona lonely. Ufuna abantwana bakubo. Summer is starting. Angithi sibuya ku December. I need to start packing my winter clothes. It's a small house. We don't have a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
So mangithatha impahla ngithi, winter clothes.
Yeah.
You say, then I'm a lover of shoes. Yes, I've got this closet of shoes, maybe 100 pairs of shoes. He's keeping my boxing. Mangangekho ne. Asathi phone lie. Yes, angizofika lapho. Yes, angizomlanda ne. Ngo8, ngo9 ube right. This is me saying, hi,
Hallelujah.
You know Nigerian movies when those viewing this is me like, thank you Lord. Ngiyagijima, khiphe icathulo emaboxini. Ngifuna everything ibukeke intact.
Yeah.
Ngifake ibhutini. Mina at some point on daily, my boot would be so full at he wants to use my car. It's yo. Jesus Christ, why today? Why ungilahla sengila? I packed. I removed my things. What I did not take was things from the house. I went and applied for a protection order.
Yeah.
I was perfect. As in, mini World Cup, husband, I'm happy. My marriage was perfect. If I walk in and he says, I don't like the dress. Okay. Ufuna ndiphi?
Yeah.
Ufuna lela la ka-aunt wami. Hayi ngiyaqoka. Ukuthi siyemshadweni senzani?
Yeah.
Mamela. If he says
exit plan.
Sengezile ngiso phela I've got a podcast nokusiyaphepsu. Okay, don't worry ke. Busi, angisakhona ukuza girl. Happily angikwatanga with a smile in front of him because I'm leaving. Remember? My plan is falling into place. People are scared. My friends are scared. Everyone is just like, Kanye, what if uyakubhaca ngithi? Hayi phela ngithi indlela ukuphuma. Ngizophuma ngibheke phezulu or ngizophuma ngomnyango. Kusho ukuthi manje lana one of these two has to happen. Angisabheki it down. My life is great, guys. I'm happy. Ugaya akakhohlwa umfazi wakhe. Obedient, submissive. Life is good. Ngiyafika September. Ne? Ngenzani? Qale police station. Ngithi ngiyahamba tomorrow. It was a Sunday. Breakaway started on Sunday. Lapha ngavuyenza protection order. It must be delivered. Ngashiya nomakhelwane wethu beka captain at one of the police stations. Ngathi, "Kiye, wena unokumbona this guy, yabo? And uyazi la sihlala khona. So ngicela ukuthi mawumbona umseve." Kuthi mangibuya angisabuye lapha akunanix yami lapha. Kunama teaspoon, kunama plate, kunama khethini. Yey. Let him stay. Let him keep. Angifuni, what I want is my surname back and my freedom. Like, I want to breathe without this person being next to me. Let me tell you, empathy, being separate, please stick to your side of the bed. Ebusuku, mangithi nyawo lithi ngithi, yo, awude, lontulanga, lintinte.
Yes, when
I couldn't, like, as much as things were good, I wanted to move. I wanted to sleep in the other room. And he said, if lala kule camera, and stuff. But he was disgusted by everything. You wear sexy lingerie. Who doesn't want to wear matching brand pieces? I mean, it makes you feel good.
Yes.
The whole day, you know? And you just, people wonder what to travel in, you know, man. So I would undress and he would say, so women who dress like this, on ETV, I think, where Lucille. There was a show where Lucille asejusa umakhasi amstalker. I was Lucille mina in my house. Yabona lo ustalker umakhasi. I don't know if it wasn't Rhythm City, man. It bedlala ngalezo ikhathi ne. And agcoke lezo zinto lezo. Umakhasi angamfuni this woman. Athi yabona it's because they do that. So asho kanjalo and I'm like, ayo. So it got to the point where I didn't want him to see me naked. I didn't want him. I was sleeping in the same bed with him because it was right? And I'm not yet ready to die. Ngoba sesine plan.
Yeah.
Mase death izenzakalele izobe ukuthi plan yami failile.
Yeah.
And so I'd say, yo, nyana this is exciting. I'm bengithi ngiyakutshela.
Askis, you're telling me it's my fault.
Yeah, like ngithintile. I think ngimosondele ngapha. Asilungise kahle ngibe sesayidini lami. And so then I went for the breakaway. When I came back, the same guy told me, ukuthi kimon ukubo. Yes, isikhathi. So I said, cool. Wangibonelela amaphoyisa. Sahamba. I mean, this guy knows ukuthi ngihambe ngomsebenzi. Doesn't even know which day I'm supposed to be back. But ngangena kubo namaphoyisa. And remember, I tell you, he's 20 years older than me. This is why I khona. Shuthi ngize ebantwini abadala. Ngwana o. Kukuthi bese ngangibizile vele ngwana o. the week before I left, and I was like, good shot. Nina, Mabang attack her in that meeting. I was like, yo, guys, I think all of you should call a meeting and attack me at once. Ngoba ngiyonifunela ama protection order no. Angifuni ukuya police station kaningi lebangada ko femeling e. Bese safika namaphoyisa and bahleli ngamnandi nosisi wakhona. They were shocked. You know, like ngathi kuyena oh. I'm so happy because I'm leaving and I'm left and you have no idea. I'm still thinking you were home for 10 days. You didn't realize ukuthi akuna nix yami. Oh, Marivas Lapicon. I mean, really, why would I take that? Bese ke amaphoyisa amtshela athi okay ke athi yakhuluma sisokana baro. Ngithi naye lo sisokana lo naye ngizomfunele yakhe. I think bane teamwork labantu of bullying. Laba bona babakalankalanga. Bese babtshele ke ukuthi ini. Abe surprised this guy ari bathong. But I thought everything was fine. Yet you thought wrong. I'm done. Angithi ngikutshela ngathi mina ngiyaphuma la lo mshado. Either ngiphuma ngenyawo or ngiphuma on my back. What about your things? Esengithi my things, angina nix mina lapha. Mina, mina angina nix lutho fuck all everything lapha. Eyakho. Jwang ngathi ambobheka. Uvule wonke ama wardrobe. Umtshele ukuthi yini ethi mina into ekhona la ethengwe kuwe. Makona roko. Hayi. Elakho angifuni ukuthatha lezo zinto mina ngifuni ama problems azongilandela. So he got that and then I went and filed for divorce, but I was angry.
I can imagine.
I was angry. We divorced in 2011 on the 11th of May because I was angry for one whole year. I was angry. I worked. I was so angry which I needed to channel these feelings into something. And you say people can be destructive. They go into promiscuity, drinking. Yes. I partied. If I wasn't partying, I was working. I don't know if I've ever done so well in Msebenzini wami like I did during that time because I love what I do. I wasn't an attorney yet. I was in property, but I loved what I did then, and I fit into it perfectly. And I worked. If Millinghambe Msebenzini ngo-10 ebusuku, it's fine as long as I'm productive and I'm bringing in results. And it's a Friday. I'm driving my car and going to this party, that party, and I'm lali. I'm angry, Busi. I cannot believe I put myself, and I'm blaming myself and lawyer. Because why angazange caught that fool and he's angry with me and I'm just you know, people are worried about me because I am working. I'm shooting and yet my mom on the other hand is like, no, you need to live your life. You've been locked up for too long and
from one maximum prison to another.
Mamela, I'm in my own prison now.
Yeah.
And a year I remember I took a break from work. I don't know if it was one of my bosses that said, speak to employee benefits and stuff. And I was talking to this person and they were like, just go take a break and for 7 days. Just go to hospital. And remember I went to Lenmed and just rest. You're not taking leave. You're not, but the guys were kind. It's so nice to work with men, right? And I went and I still wouldn't cry, but I was angry, Boosie. I was so, like, I don't want to lie.
I think also the upsets from the previous marriage.
Yes.
Which you did not get an opportunity to work through because nasi is stalker.
Yeah.
Ama feelings wakona, you did not express them.
Yes.
You did not, deal with that pain.
Yeah.
Deal with that divorce. And then number 2, nang useka khona naye force her into the same passage. You know?
I don't even love him. This one, I can't even feel like, oh, come on. Like, even when he apologizes, and I'm apologizing, him who apologizes, because, of course, you're telling the truth. I love the other guy. So, when you keep accusing me, which you love this person, I'm like,
no.
Of course not. Yes. But I'm like, of course. Why are we even having this discussion? And it's okay. You can beat me up at 10, because that's the ill man, you know? Because I'm trying to hide it, and I'm like, my face probably is not hiding it. With that other one, I loved him. I would have, look, I would never have divorced him. Now we are talking, we're good. Our son is old, he's 19. And I forgave him, right? Because I never, I believed in him so much, and we were young. We were going to grow together. He's a nice man. I believe in pressing buttons. Shuti mina, I just pressed the right buttons and the wrong ones. La nage, there was no buttons. La you came as what you are, and it had nothing to do with me. Mina nje yimi nje olandela izinto ezingangifuni. Angithunywa ngamuntu ukuthi ngiye lapha. Yathi boyoyenzani. I never prayed about it. I never took time to grieve the loss of the love that I thought was going to be forever. You know, that beautiful marriage and relationship and then here I was. And here I was being controlled like a child. And like, for what? When I'm there in the boardroom making serious decisions, but ngapha, even my finances are being controlled. If I'd given him my bank card, he would have had a heart attack because the payslip doesn't correspond with what is going on here. In this bank account, I'm saying, give me 8 grand, and I'm angry. I want the money because ngiyayifuna vele imali. And when I started if you knew, mina, I can give you the 8 grand. That's gonna be another story. So I was super angry, but then I'm very spiritual. I'm a Christian. Ngihamba nabo gogo, man. Gogo Kanye, because you know, I'm highly favored, and I just needed. I think I needed that breakdown.
Yeah.
I needed that time. And when I came to my senses, when I was brought back to my senses, we gave you what you asked for. You asked to get out, and you asked.
Yes.
So pumile. Ngenyawo, right?
Yes.
Not on the back.
On the back.
And there's nothing that man can do to you. So, what more now? Now you need to go out there and live. And then that's when I was like, hey, dude, I started talking to him. Yeah. I started talking to him. And we have a child. And I said, come, we can do the divorce. We went to the divorce together. But he came there and lied. Oh no, next year no Kanye. I love this woman. And I was like, no. I had my divorce in chambers because I forfeited everything. I said, I'm for nix. What I want is my surname. I want the power to go to Home Affairs and say, I want nothing to do with this man. I have a lifetime reminder. But I have such a beautiful reminder, such a beautiful boy who is absolutely nothing like that guy. In fact, maybe so why? Because what? He's such a sweet child.
You would know.
Well, yeah, I'll probably know one day. But hey, because Tikano is everything. He's such a joy, you know? Yeah. He's nothing like his father. And at some point, Kulin Wakababake would say, this child is exactly like you. You know, he's not going to be bullied. You're not going to just tell him what to do. And he unfounded, you know, like he wants answers. He's the 2000 Limpela, you know, and that one can't handle it. Children must be seen and not heard. Where the hell do you get the voice? And he already had 2. He had me and the child. I mean, wow, after that, you had too much. And Saya, to the divorce, in chambers, the magistrate was concerned, like, how can you give up everything? I said, I remember at the time I was 30, and I said, I'm 30, he's 50. Who has a better chance of rebuilding here? You. And Mina, I know I get my money, and now I can do what I want. So, everything, Ati, no, I know you come back. I know it's angfunokbala uti kona ini, when angifuni nothing, I'm just going to keep my car. Because I'm paying for it. And you're not going to pay for it. And I'm for nix ending. Vele mina ngahamba ngithi yo magistrate mina ngahamba nako konke kwami akunane bluma silapha. But I want my surname. And I got the divorce. And I was so happy. And I said, atufuna ukuhlala nomntwana ngithi he can stay nomntwana. It's one thing I know, you'll never compete with me as a mother. This one wants the experience, angazi ucabanga ukuthi holiday or yini. let him stay with the child. But I tell you that when my child says, I don't want to be there, my child will come to me. I'm simply allowing you, you know? And I know Guti, financially, I'm not consistent and stable income. I have to do everything. I do everything for my kids anyway because nina man kwata ni malzenu.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. I've got a support system. My children have a father. My dad is a father to all of us.
Yeah.
To all my kids, to me. And I think he's parenting even extra because they worry about me. Angithi mina sengiprovile ukuthi hey Lorna next time
Unstable, Lorna
uzoza
is-
no gunman omunye
Yeah.
kushuthi khona into ezoyenzeka nje around Kanye, you know? And that was now the beginning. I could pursue my dreams. I could go study and
Yes.
do what Kanye wants.
Your story has been so touching. It brings out a lot of emotions, especially because I'm a woman. And I think before we get into, your work as an attorney, working on different law firms, I'd just like you to, that camera over there, give, I don't know even if I should say a motivation or a message of encouragement, for women that are currently in the situation that you found yourself in. Because as women feel good, "Ish, marriage is a beautiful thing, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna stick it out." And unfortunately, you're one of the lucky ones, because some of them, they leave their marriage in a body bag, so just words of encouragement to somebody that's going through what you went through, and somebody that is not as brave as you were, somebody that does not have an exit plan.
Thank you, Wesley. Look, I'm a widow. I think I after everything, I believe in love. I love life. Remember, with the last marriage, I said, "Ngiphuma ngenyawo on a box," and God understood the assignment that Mina wants to live, And now that I'm putting it, I took a decision to say, I've taken so many decisions myself, wrong decisions, and left to me. Much as I love life, I love love. I'm a girl. I love men, I haven't tried all of them. I will never be men are trash because I haven't tried all men.
Yeah.
And I left there, and after my depression and being angry, I still found me. I still found that spark, the light. And I said, dear God, I'm an only child. I've been alone the better part of my life. And I've seen love with my parents. I still want love. I don't want all my experiences to take away from me what I now want. I never wanted marriage, but I've always believed that love is out there. And maybe also I feared that my dad would say, "Uzoshada ubani wena unganje?" So outspoken, always standing up for yourself, lazy. My dad would find me ngizilelele emini mama muklinile endlini on a Sunday and be like, "A wife, someone's wife ulele ngo 12:30," and things like that. He didn't mean it in a bad way. But I then started saying, okay, dear God, please give me that relationship with that person. I meet people. I know that I have that in me, and I want it. I want to share my love with someone, I don't want to spend my life alone. I don't believe that's my destiny. My parents got it. Their parents had it. So I can also have it. And believing in that, God gave me love. After everything, I met this man. And I loved that man. I remember I said I loved the first time.
Yeah.
But I loved that man. And he loved me. He loved me. He would choose gentle. Gentle as in the 10 years we were together from 2012 until 2023 when he died. He'd still choose me. He'd choose me every day. He was with me all the time. I give and give and give, and then I shut down. I always say, Mina, and my feelings just go off. And this man would say, I see what you're doing, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Angihambi Kanye. Awuyazi nalento ethi obsessed with some closure into the generation. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But he was kind. I met a kind man. I don't trust people. He believed in people. He was humble to the core, older, wiser, and I loved being with him. I enjoyed being with him. I was myself, literally. What's in John. I'm mad. I will. If I don't want something, I don't want it today. I don't want it. No more 3 tomorrow and say I'm like no. If it's not gonna happen. And if I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And if I believe what's into a right, was first of all, I'm not going to want to do into ezo risk a friendship, a business, a relationship, umshado, me being a mother. I know what I'm doing. Even if in an element of risk. Tell me about the risks. Speak reason to me why lento eganje ungebuyenza. But you're not coming sideways like those people just because you want to have control.
Yeah.
But talk to me like an adult. It's okay. You know what? I hear you. Uyayithanda but mina ngithanda. I've always feared it. And trust me, because ngiyayithanda, I probably won't do it.
Yeah.
Because I want us both to be happy. And God gave me that man. And I go walk. I know GBV is bad, but the saddest thing that I went through is going through my husband's sickness, being with him at hospital for ICU, whole 6 weeks, day and night, and saying goodbye, literally holding his hand and saying, you know what, my love, we've done everything. And nyavuma, like looking at you now, you need to go. And then that machine went off. And then realizing after he's gone, my best friend of 12 years is now gone. For the first time, I felt alone. And abantu who are going through a relationship where it's not what you want. We are abusing you people are not seeing eye to eye. I don't necessarily think everyone needs to leave.
Yeah.
Maybe you never prayed for it. Maybe umdali nabadala are not part of what you in. You never invited them. So you're on your own. That's why you can't deal with the things that are happening. Maybe they are fixable.
Yeah.
But also find someone. Have a soundboard. I have a best friend that I tell everything. Like sometimes I'm like, how did I become so dependent on you? But now she's always calling me for something. We have these long conversations. My husband used to say, oh my God, phone ilubusi. Nisahlala 3 hours ngicile ekamereni.
Yeah.
And mangibuya ngisathi, yo, darling, athi uzongicela 3 hours. Bone 3 hours nobusi. Manje uzongicocela another 3 hours. Phela niqedi nina. You know? I want to watch this. And I think over time, as much as I'm a very private person, I think information is on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
If you don't need to know, then I'm not going to tell you. Because you'll say, but Kanye, I see secret, but you didn't need to know this, you know? But with her, I learned to see it's the kind of friendships that every woman needs. Ngoba, I have someone to talk to who also knows ukuthi nami ngathi ne kukuzi yami wedululu yami khona ngapha. So when I come with the story and I say, hey my friend, yazini umntwana wenza kanje aqala athi shame bantu baba Nkosi. Like what? Sorry, if I'd never introduced him to you, and then she'll be like, Mara, my friend, I need to years. So what I want to say is women are ashamed or protective, or sometimes it's like what I said to you, I never asked God for this relationship. And I didn't want to let my parents down as well, or have them worry about me. And even though I spoke about these things to friends, perhaps that helped me, because people knew, right?
Yeah.
Even though I learned later on in life, as we got to have real conversations with these people, some of them thought it was me. Some say, we wondered, magone baby shower when your husband is there. Baby shower. Like, Kanye, Kanye control, Kanye. And I'm like, why would it be me? Why would I invite a guy to a girls' night out? You know? Woo, begazile. And now they're like, okay, now that you're telling it from that angle, we see it, but we always thought it's you because you were happy, Mara. And I'm saying, let's have real friends. Lao corner, if you don't have abantu bempela that you can open up to, then something is fundamentally wrong with your friendships.
Yeah.
Reevaluate them because you cannot suffer alone. You cannot do it alone. And the one thing for sure, you can say we have family. Who wants to burden their mother? Busi, would you burden your mother?
No.
Because manje, your parent is constantly worried about you.
Yeah.
They want us to grow up and babe confident in us not being at home, being out there, which umntanam is doing it, you know. But now every time you're in a relationship, your parents must just be worried ukuthi kazikwenzakalani. They worry enough, especially now. Kuyafiwa manje. So if ungeza ungathi fearful, wazi ukuthi sekukubi, say they've already thought the worst about the person. So not necessarily your mother, but if unama siblings, I don't have siblings. But I have these friends that are sisters to me. You know, I'll say to a person, hey, my sister this, and then because I have a friend who's been in my space since I was 17 and she's my sister.
Yeah.
And yes, I don't tell her everything because also I need to gauge.
Yes.
Some people you're there to give, you're there to take a little bit. Because as you give, it's a give and take. So you form these cups, zama friendships that are going to give you something because now you're a giver. Some of us are natural givers. I'm going to give. I'm going to nurture. That one, it's a given, right?
Yeah.
But then I find these friendships where I'm taking. And I'm like, I'm always bouncing off and taking.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking out loud. Then Busi says, no. I want you to come and take it phela wena kuningi umuntu bangakushiya iviki.
Yes.
Ngabe sekwenzeke okunye ungabe ushadile wa divorce wathini all in 1 week because these things keep happening to you. So I want women and people, asingile the women in these situations. People always say, why angaphumi? It's not that easy. You're in love. You're invested. Nine endlu. Not everyone has. I was fortunate because I had parents who would welcome me home anytime. I had a job, a career. Like, all the resources in my hands. I lied about my salary. So, of course, I've got some money to go and do something and start afresh or whatever. I'll struggle because my just are young into myself. I'll say, because he pays sleepy fake. But I'm going to be able to do it. And also, I didn't just wake up and do it.
Yeah.
From January to September to get out, that is a whole 9 months. If been pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So this was a baby that was being born. Just like that process takes time. Abantu around you need to be patient because manje, hi, even the way I couldn't make no one is leaving until they can also trust you.
Yeah.
Until they also believe Guti, gune life for me now. Outside of here.
Yes. And
when we don't tell our stories, I always say, abantu will feel like, why are you always if someone says to me, I'm like, I've been through that. But 99% of the time, people don't believe it when it comes to me because but I've been there.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that I've been there, and I'm willing to tell you that I've been there, and also to tell you that no one told me to leave. I'm sure they said it.
It's also a healing process for you.
Yes.
The more you talk about it, you are releasing
Absolutely.
parts of that anger.
Absolutely.
Even if there's a tiny wincy bit of anger somewhere hidden, because you are healing.
Yes. And also because I was open-minded to also holding myself accountable. Kulama relationship. And like, you know? What was I doing there?
Yeah.
What could I have done differently, Lapayana? You know? But most importantly for me, I never asked God for those relationships. It was me. I was like a child or spoiled. Mama, ngiyacela le chocolate. Uvela umnike ngo-11 ebusuku after dlama sweet ilanga lonke ebusuku agula umntana lokahanjiswa isisu. That was me suffering the consequences of being a spoiled brat in the spiritual realm. Kunkulunkulu, who was like, ultimately, I have plans for you.
Yeah.
But when you want what you want, and if you keep asking and asking and asking, God is going to say, you know what? Tat. But the nice thing about him is still there. You know, after so as a parent, How many times have you done that for your kids? Because uzozu give in. It's okay. Angeke mbulale bona.
Yeah.
Mara ke sizobona uzobuya.
Yes.
Bese why when embrace? And I was fortunate because God embraced me. I will say, pray about it. Don't act.
Yeah.
Pray about it. Whether you believe in everybody believes in something.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I think in my life, uNkulunkulu is the author and creator of everything.
Yeah.
I honor my ancestors because I know what's in my blood. You're not going to tell me my dad is a demon, what? Listen, you can say it if you want, but each to his own. Believe it for yourself.
True.
I know my truth and I know where it starts. uNkulunkulu akenza ngiphutha. Ukuthi angenze angibeke khona under that team angibekele yona. This team of 4,000 ancestors that comes with me on a daily. Mangathi I'll assign angels to you to guide you in all your ways. Uzo assign abantu.
Exactly.
Ngiyabazi mos nabantu engihamba nabo.
Exactly.
You know? I know. And now that I know and I open myself to that, things opened up. I got a man who, you know, I'll tell you a story. When I married, both times my dad didn't attend amalobolo wami. He was home. But he wanted to bazofika. Aphuma baba mahambi. Athi kwa mama uzuyidle lo mali. Nithi uyamazi lo. Mama athi ha kodwa umntana uke wahamba mahala.
Yeah.
My grandfather, my grandmother were at both. Right? And then they passed. My dad, I got me and Mamulobole 2018. We were together from 2012. My dad passed in May. We did our traditional thing in October. But in 2017, on Christmas Day, I was sitting with my dad. My dad has never believed that he wasn't like, Maseng we like, oh, ipimali, ipimali abantu. My mom is like, after le amishado imali she spent too much money and umntana mhlukumezekile baba school lot. But in 2017 my dad sat down with me because we were very close and he said, you know that window there like I and your children could not have a better mother. This home could not be run by anyone better than you. And angihlala ekhaya mina leso sikhathi ngihlala nomyeni wami lo. Ne? As much as baba mina hey in abantu abangahlala ekhaya bahlala, I'm like no, this one ngiyamthanda. For the first time I'm with the man ubaba mi approves, like just fully approves. Akekho akana nento ezifani about him or in. And he said, you're a man. When this man marries you, uzobashada indoda. Uzobashada indoda ngeke aswele nothing. You will hold his house wena uzomakhela umuzi, uzomsekela, like uzothola into angakaze ayithole. I'm telling you. And I was like, my dad, me, marriage, same sentence. Christmas bani ke phela lena ngoba wow, is this you saying this to me? And he wasn't well, but not that unwell uthi uyashona wena, you know. And then a couple of months later, just early in the year, we discovered ukuthi une stage 4 cancer, and you know that's why akanje. And then he died in May, and I was like, oh, okay. And my husband was there. He was with me. Look, I spent every day with this guy from the day we met until the day he died. And he just supported me. It was angazi into eyisimanga because I asked for him. And I prayed about him. And this is the person I was given. A person obengangeke. He would get upset. I mean, of course. Who wouldn't? And I mean,
in every relationship, every marriage, of course, they have its ups and downs.
Conflict is a natural part of any relationship. If you don't have it, something is wrong. But this is a guy who ongifundile. Angithi mina ngindoda. Mina. If ngiyangena la this light iyaflicker ngiyadlula ngithi ilight iyaflicker. Sweetie.
Hint.
Ngize ngibuye isaflicker. Izobe ingasaflicker because I'm going to deal with it. But I had a man who understood me over time. As much as athanda ukuthatha isikhathi akwenza into mara mangiyirezile. Hayi mamela. Fast sekenzile ngoba uthiyo lo yamazi angakuguga phela imoto ayiphakamisa athi kwenziwa kanje, you know. And he involved me in things. Yabona like izinto zokulungisa imoto uma uvula lapha phambili ukuthi bamba la bamba
yeah.
ozobona ukuthi ngenzani, you know. So he ngiphiwe umuntu who actually helped me soften up. I became softer. I learned to trust and depend and not even feel like Moti, I don't like this, we are controller. Where are you? I looked forward to going home. He looked forward to coming home. I mean, it was normal for us to call one another. Uphuma once card lapho. Okay, as in cabanga uqeda ngo5. I mean, now uqeda 4:30 ngiqale kuwe. Sizovele si drive sonke. And it's easy. It is smooth because I asked for it.
Yeah.
Had I not trusted the process or brought myself back and started dependent on myself, then I wouldn't have been loving corn.
Yeah.
And I also understood everything I'm little on. Me becoming an attorney, he supported it. Me literally accepting who I am, my calling, Nani. Who was running Pambili? First time Yemanzini, who found my spot? I dreamt about it. I was like, he went to find it for me. And I knew in my dream, this is the guy who's going to take me La Payana. No questions, none whatsoever. And in fact, the whole time, I remember yo, Kanye. Yes, when I used to call me English novel.
Yeah.
Like, hi, darling. How are you? Hey, nangu muntu. Yes, you know, so cool, Miss Lung, exeni.
Yay.
Makakwatile ukwata ngesilungu abantu banokuthi yini le, what are you doing, what is going on? And then when a whole year with all your qualifications, with everything and being who you are, you then decide ukuthi no, mina ugogo Kanye. This is who I am and I'm going to do this and I'm embracing it and it's me. And here we are singena ema herbal shops ekuthenga amakhandlela kwenziwani and imamela une routine athi I don't know what to make of it, but I love how you've opened me up because mina I'm like yo lo Jesuel at you know what, if 1 minute you're not saying don't talk about Jesuel to like that,
yes,
then the next minute you're like no, you know what? Kusasa kuseni ngifuna ukuvuka ngena lapha emanzini. And nje mangangena phakathi and stuff because I just need to connect. There's things that I need to do. Next week mele senze umsebenzi one. And then like ngizobuya ngo2 ekseni because I'm going to that club. You know? As you do it all, you do it easy. It's you make me see ukuthi these things can work together. Ngithi which is what I did not come to change anything.
True.
And as a matter of fact, Tina Bantu, my husband loved isiZulu. And he would speak it, with such authority. Umamele. I think bebathanda ukumbiza ku Jozi FM. I could ngimamele stop everything and listen and be like,
is this mine?
And then bangafika ngithi ukhuluma isiZulu please. Ngifune umuntu ozokuyisilungu wena ukhuluma the way ukhuluma khona lapha on the radio noma abafona bambuza imibuzo ukuthi hey baba Nkosi in uzo nje ukuthi and uhloniphekile yabona. It is just such a turn on, like yo.
Tell us about calling yakho.
So mangikhula ne, I'm an only child, but I've never been lonely. I've never, like literally, I've always enjoyed being on my own because I've never been alone, even in my own space. And I've always been older. Yazi ukuthi umdala but umncane, you know. I've known things that umntwana kanjani. And also my dad. I think my dad, baba mbeka ngekho vocal about these things, but my dad did little things. My dad believed in ukuthi kufanele uke uyongena olwandle ugeze, you know. My dad believed in course sorts and sometimes umntana kalali and my dad will say asicleaneni indlu. You know, my dad ushisa impepho, babam ukhulele as a Roman Catholic, but an altar boy. And he taught these things without teaching them. I didn't grow up in baba mayesontweni, mama yanga esontweni. Kabo mamami kunesonto la seZion. Sikhulele khona umkhulu wami bekaphilisa abantu ngamanzi abakhulekela mabagula and all that and house them emabuluko ngamkhulu wami and nasekhaya ngabo mama medlamini and aphilisa like that. So that was a natural process of things. You knew ukuthi amanzi ayaphilisa and I grew up mina ngumntana othi makangekho kahle umama ungifaka emanzini and leaves me, then knows ukuthi this one because vele mina ngumuntu wasemanzini. Yet my mom didn't know that's what it was. Okay. And so knowing, and people would always say to me, njalo banhlala nawe ukhuluma uyi-one when I'm driving, but I've never been talking to myself. So ngihambe ukuthi when I had a car, when I got my first car, I'd always get in the car and leave my passenger seat empty. Ngithi you know what, angihlale ngapha. Yes. And I've always had this relationship with my God and being alone, and I'd speak my thoughts and say, no, Baba, you know what? Hi man, nayi into. And then mangleli, I have these visits and I don't see them physically, but I know that sikhona la. So mangikhuluma la ngithi hayi into ikanje, you know. And then ngithola ama-answer. Ngithola peace and I'm okay with that. And so I grew up naloko. I took it with me. And that is why in a lot of situations, I mean, besides the marriages, I've gotten myself into things I shouldn't be getting into. I've gone to places where
you shouldn't have gone to.
Yeah, when a person says, and then, what? Uye lapha wena? Like, afterwards, like, what? And then I'm like, yo, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure. You know?
I know,
so knowing that I was being protected, I feel like mangabethi abantu bathi bakhathele befanele bathi hayi phela wena nje
sikhathele usebenzisa day in day out,
you know. And so I got to and I do believe ukuthi, you know, sometimes people will tell you, mina, no one has ever come to me to tell me ukuthi kufanele kube kanje. So when I was ready to become an attorney, because I did my LLB and then I prayed about it. It's okay. And my husband was I1, and we live this life. I want to maintain the standard. So what do I do with this degree? And I can't stay in corporate. I do want to be an attorney or admitted. Millions of articles pen. Can't be sitting there with your high salary. Attorney. And so I was told, literally, like a meeting was convened by my spiritual gang that said, we were told from Ukula, when you become an attorney, this thing works together. It's pure sako. You heal. You heal by talking to people. You heal namazi. You heal. The wisdom comes. It's going to be aligned with what you do. Uksiza abantu is not you. But we can only come in and help you in that space. You will see that this is a matter I'm dealing with, but uyayizwa na ukuthi yakuyipi direction. Uyayizwa ukuthi, hence I was saying, not every relationship is going to be broken. Not everyone must be left. You know, maybe you have to do things differently here, but you don't know. And not every person is in this situation because maybe there's things you're not doing as a right that could actually change your life. And you know, and yet 99% of the time you think you came to me because you wanted an attorney. I don't know. I talk to you. But because I'm not going into this alone, and I knew that you're going into this because you had to travel this journey. Remember, I've been through a lot. Maintenance, divorce. Personally. And then I also had the good one. So, and I had to grow up. As much as I wanted to be an attorney, now it's saying, the person you were when you were 23, 24, would not be the attorney that I am now. Because when we are intellect degree. Oh, yes. As long as you graduate, language. Your degree. But am I matured? Can I handle the types of situations that are going to be thrown at me? Maybe not. But I have it in me. It's been given in me. And it doesn't come from me. Now when I learned to listen, and my listening started with what? Getting out of all those relationships and saying, take me to the one. Give me the one that I guess sister we go to me single. whether nina benintende ukuthi ngibe sengile mina ngifuni mina otherwise mina ngizowisa wonke lama dustbin walezi you know so I accepted it then so I spoke to my husband like immediately when and I was told which I have to accept it. I have to say ngiyamngela konke enikushoyo because by saying that I get what I want.
True.
Because me, I want to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Right. And you are saying, okay, Gogo, come an attorney like this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And it wasn't my intention to open my firm. No. Yes, I opened the firm ultimately, but in my mind I was going to be an attorney, go back to corporate, you know, and get the money again.
Yes.
Grow, you know, grow as a property legal professional. And then when I retire, then I'll open the firm. Because and now I want to give back, right?
Yes.
And so I accepted my stuff. I was before Nyaguma articles I announced that I'm accepting my calling. All of it's going to happen when I turn 40. I also knew that 40 is the turning point.
Yeah.
Your life is starting afresh and everything started.
Life begins at 40.
It does, absolutely. It did for me. And so I accepted my calling. I'm getting shown what I need to do. I can even see, I started by being a mediator. So after completing my degree, I started by being a mediator. Straight went into it. And what? Okay. This is me, man.
Yeah.
This is where I should be. And I can talk to people because I understand your situation. Sometimes you're just angry.
Yeah.
And uzala fully divorce. Or fully maintenance but all of it is coming from somewhere. And I know what the law says. But I can have conversations.
Yes.
And people come to me and find it easy to just open up and talk to me. That's something that's always been happening to me forever. My mom's friends would come, my dad would say, like cool. And I listen to all these stories. I'm like, hey, people going through a lot. I think also when I was going through my abuse situations, it was less than what other people are going through out there. Like when we ebusuku bakushaya, so uyazi ukuthi abanye abantu worse than that. Akahambi nasebusuku khona izinto ezimenzakalelayo. So I then people were struggling. You know, people are struggling. People don't get articles and this. There's me at 40. I'm going for this journey. I say, okay, okay, law school. And I apply and I get into law school. Night school. COVID.
Yeah.
I'm still working. I go to law school, but I'm still anxious. But let me tell you, my biggest cheerleader is my husband.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm in the family, what am I going to eat? How am I going to buy wigs? Aibo, dude. I want to go on holiday.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Dubai.
Yeah.
But he never traveled internationally because he always said uhambe kakhulu during isikhathi struggle, you know, your exile issues and stuff. So I traveled with friends, but I stopped. Masing shadile 2018. I was like, angifuna ukushinda dayam. 5 days. Angeke. Umfazi oshadile akayenzi lonto leyo. It's me. So he starts traveling with me locally, which is fine. And I'm like, travel. But he's fully supportive. Why is that? I'll take care of everything. How? Okay. But I'm still not sure. But my mom and him are like this.
Yeah.
My mom young jealous, you know. All right. He will do what he says he will do.
He will do.
He will do. And I'm in conflict. I pray about it in a pasha. And I get a meeting called for me. So now saying legile manje. Saying tholile my articles. But he has a malela pani. And I'm like, what if this guy doesn't give me the money? Futhi angisumuntu othanda ukucela man.
Yeah.
Yabona le eceling. Hayi. That's not me. You know? And a meeting is called for me. Abantu abadala. Yeah, either sitting in Klini on a normal day, Saturday in Klini one, but then I see these people and then I'm like, and they're saying, it's not gonna work. If you don't ask, you won't get anything.
Yeah.
You need to tell him, angeka bule. Akunazango manje la.
Yeah.
Hey, in
that
one.
Yeah.
You see this thing, you need pride. What is it?
Yeah.
You know? This is your guy. You're going nowhere, he's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And you need to ask him. He will do. Hey, and then I'm like, and mama mhlala shwanjalo. khuluma nomuntu wakho umuntu wakho ufuna ukwenzela anything oyifunayo and isithunywa sami is always just there like girl stop it you know. But I find that now that my dad is on the other side, he's the biggest one. Like, oh, come on, you know. Tell us then. If you can't talk to him, call us, tell us. We'll make, and Mamela, start doing that. I guess I'm full of general. Me pride foot when you clearly na me young born I'm 9,000 rand. You know, I look broke. Anyone can see it. Yeah. And you know I'm broke very. So, but you too little. Yeah. Sure. And then I'm sitting there and I do this daily. On a daily, I pray in your partner and I just do my thing and I'm like, Fuchilona, was too late. My husband comes tomorrow. Yes, Mina from my articles. Yes, girl. Like, how darling, this can work. Like this is working for me, you know. And then he was a very quiet person, and I think she was like, Khanyisile, you know, when you will talk non-stop, makufuna wena. But I can't judge, you know. So he encouraged me. I served my articles. Hey, and then you were admitted. Right, and the journey is smooth. People are complaining. Mama apply admission this and this and this. Our principal nae, people don't trust our candidates. But hey, and he's good to me. He's good. I mean, I'm grateful to that guy. You know, I'm really grateful because I walked into his firm, 40 years old. People don't want to hire abantu abakhulile. They want them young so that but easy to direct or lead or whatever the case is. But he's like, no, I need someone who's got this. You've got this. You've got law school, it's number presidents, and you're the person when it's right? And available. So I walk in there and he gives me the reins and I am loving it. But now it looks like he's dependent. Husband, I'm not complaining. Hey, ufonela njalo eksene mini ntambama kuthiwa Kanye la ndlini asisalali nje ngiwa lo boss wakho, you know. And then I apply for admission just like that. I get my dates nje into zakhona zonke zismooth. I'm like, hey, yabona la this thing iyenzeka. My mom is like, angisakufuni kuliya fam, mele ube nefam yakho. And then but mina now I'm like, hey, yo, it's been a year. I've suffered, mina ngifuna imali. When am I gonna make money? You know, I can't do this. Labantu ba understand. Yeah. Ngifuna ukubona bank account. And ngifuna 25 zishaye imali yami ingene. Lento le, hayi money stress.
It's right? Not bringing in the dough.
Hey, okay, I get admitted on the 2nd of June, 2022. And ngiyavuka on the 3rd. My husband says, we are happy. So I phela ngiyasebenza ngelapha la ngisebenza khona. When uqedile so admitted ama articles aphelile, why are you going there? I'm like, ucabanga ndo ngiyaye mama, how useselapha yana? Like as opposed to being where. But guys, do you understand what is involved, Lana? No, but what is involved? What are you doing there? And I'm hearing noise, man. You wanna Puma. It was the 8th of June, out of the blue with my boss. I've been there from February, the previous year. We've never not seen eye to eye. Like Sakona, we are the same age, by the way, right? So Sakona kulumisana as age mates. You wanna like, no, Kanye, hi. No, everyone's okay, it's decision. But locus is a candidate attorney. And he put my foot down, which you know. Candidates must start growing up and being responsible. I'm not buying into this. And I'm like, and then the next thing, yes, hi, Kanye, what is this noise? What is the noise? And we are moved. I'm not going to babysit anybody. If we need help, they must ask for help and then buy into yabo. Yeah. Anyway, I'm bored. I'm not next year in a ugly office. Ngine case engaka nje ene diary yami, ball pen, isithombe sikababam noma mama nesendoda yami phela. Hayi ebusuku ngithumela imessage ukuthi no, I think vele wena so we attorney, you must open your own law firm. Vele you've been saying, people have been saying ukuthi wena uzovula ifirm in. Ngivele ngithi thank you. Kusebusuku ile khathi. Yeah. need to thank you. They don't understand what's happy. Future
Yeah.
should be here talking about now the firm. I mean, I'm just thinking as the firm, funegi mali, zama office,
Registration.
I understand what there's money involved, right? And it has to come from him, if anything. And then ngavuka ekseni. Efemini bavula ngo 8:30. Ngineyikhiya zasefemini. 6 mina ngivuka ekseni phela. Ngivuke ngo 6. Ngeze start imoto yami. Angithi ngithole le message ngathi okay thanks.
Yeah.
Start imoto ngifonele i-receptionist yethu ngithi please can I pick you up because I need to go to the office. Sine group yasefemini yenziwe yimi. Shuthi le message ingene phi? Egroup yini?
Yeah.
Ngathi mina okay thanks. Khona la igroup yini.
Yeah.
Mangimlanda athi okay what's up sis Kanye? Why you early so ngithi ngizothatha into zami. Ngithi nginela box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into zakho ngithi yeah. And what I was doing that week being update ama matters ukuthi le ikuphi la fanele kwenza. So it's all on the boards here. You can see ukuthi any
You're not
file
going to leave anything hanging.
yeah, but I wasn't leaving was. I mean I was just updating because hey man abukusi banokubona ama client bangabhali nama notes. So I'm reading through these files and saying okay la kwenza awungitshele busi niphelele phi nalo hayi kanje ngiyabhala la ngiyabhala ebhodini yabona I'm putting them in order. So kahle today njengoba ngiza vele akuna next there for me to do, right? Sivule athi what do you mean uzothatha into zakho? Ngithi uzwile bathe bye bye.
Yeah.
Athi no but he didn't mean it. What do you mean it bye bye? Ngithi okay mina I meant it when I said okay thanks. I took my box. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. This guy comes in at 2. Other people start coming at 9. I was gone. And my firm started the week after that. Because I got home. Mangibuya, mina msebenza ekhaya. Like, okay, boya phi? Because I took his car. It's bengilanda into zami office and oh, okay. That was that. There goes the firm, huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Nangu ugogo Kanye, nayi ifemo. Like you were supposed to be.
Just every puzzle piece just fits in together. I always tell people, which you know the difference between us and our ancestors is that we have the bodies.
Yes.
They don't have the body, but they have the power.
Yes.
So in order for the power to work, they need a body.
Thank you.
That they can utilize.
You know? Like just like that. And I didn't struggle to open the firm. Even coming up with the idea with, you know, let me do it at home and let me build that structure. Mamela, it's like that week, 18th of June, mina my firm be meal lapha.
Oh, which way, Nana?
From the 8th to the 18th. Cabanga nje. Just like that. Uthi mali yale yanto ibuye kuphi? Mamela and my husband is just here. Hands on. Ukulalela.
Sisi, that's all.
Ukulalela.
Just by listening.
The beginning for me. And look, the line of work I chose was not where I wanted to be. I need to be retire into it.
Yeah.
Dealing with divorces, family issues, parenting issues, disputes with zindlu. Those are the things that's prevalent elokishini. And I also have a soft spot for abogogo. Ayabumkhulu. Laba yasokolisa ngokhokho. Ugogo angafika office lami ngithi noma ngathi ngizene 30 rand. You know? Yeah, une 30 rand ugogo futhi uzene 30 rand.
Yeah.
And uze endaweni right.
Yes.
And nje I'm listening to everything and I know the solution and isizoyenza wena ugogo lento bayahlanya.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And it's just falling into
place. Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
I think everything that happened on your path, the divorces, the GBV, the issue of you not wanting anything from Mdluli, it was literally a journey that was taking you to you being an attorney and dealing with these cases.
Yes.
Because it's literally you are living your life through other people's problems.
Yes. Yes. Like, okay, this is part 2. Okay, bezofika you know? And so also what I didn't tell you, at the firm that I served articles at, people would come and they'd end up not divorcing. I remember go to principal mom would say, wenzani? Bab labantu.
Yeah.
Because
Imali.
what did you do? And I wouldn't see it at the time because our Kalanji, they had no business divorcing. Long consultant, I mean, you know. Sometimes they come back as a couple, sikulume and like, okay, guys, and okay, and I meet these people months later at the mall, and they're like, Kanye, I was born like. Which ones is it together? You know, like, but because, and then the others divorce. That is clear. And I'm like, guys, there's no ways you're gonna make this work. There's just absolutely no ways. Sisi, now angry, but and then how these divorces happen. And I can't explain why because I've never said to anyone, do not divorce. Yes. But I've said, are those the reasons? And then and you know, in talking,
Yeah.
And I mediate, people were fighting about but okay, sign on when I keep the house.
Yeah.
How did you do? I have no idea. I was just there in that meeting, and these people decided, ultimately, this is what they're agreeing on. But no, I'm like, yeah, that was the case. But who are we to now come and change anything, you know?
Yeah.
And then I encounter that in my business with these people that I've been through. And I remember being told, you lived it.
Yes.
And
you're being prepared.
Yes. And you've matured into it, because every time I sit back and say, I want to be that 26, 7, 8, 30. What?
Yes, another thing that I've noticed, especially in our African community, is one issue of property when someone passes away in the family.
Yes.
And then people will fight over a property. And secondly, as African people, we don't believe in wills. Because once wenzi will, sekabona kahle ukuthi hayi laba bafuna ukungibulala wayemele ngenzi will. Or hayi bazosala bazibona. You know, take us through that with the cases that you deal with.
So, you know, I've had a wish, and we spoke about it with my husband. It's something that I try to do as a peel, to educate people. I remember I put a nice little presentation, and I wanted to get the masses, and I feel we lack education.
Yeah.
First of all, yes, people fight for these properties, right? But there's also a lack of understanding of the history of Amaforum Waselokshin, because some people will say, but it was never owned by Ukokwako. When you follow the history. By the time the title deed came out, Ukoko besaka, Niminyaga, Washon, Azanya Puma Nangaye Ukoko. And Ebenge Yopuma Ngoba Besaka Maseko Vele by the time that process started.
Yeah.
It is not something was in Juvele, Uike Emoyeni. And people don't understand how it works. They are not educated, and there's no platforms to do that. And I think that is something that in my mind I've thought, how can I do this? Just workshops. As Kulumen history general. Let's take one house and look at Ibizaban today. Ibizu Goku Sbanban. Mara Ibizindo Dake Begashate Nai. Moba be saying a seko by the time Pumi title deed to 2010, right? In Dr. Besation 1995. But he's, and it's according to Nina, he should be on the title deed, but it's not there. Because how are you giving a property to somebody who doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Ageko. Where was it before? Sugegu Maspala. It was always property Maspala. Until Maspala decided to convert. Remember? There was a process of conversion. Some of them haven't been converted yet. It's still in the process. But who's of interest?
Yeah.
And it's not an easy process. It's governed by a Conversions Act, right? Amongst other things. It's not being good permit, but you're not here now. And you might not even be a person of interest to the property. But everybody wants to say permit. If it was supposed to be that easy, then why would the act have existed? Because tatani permit nivele nifakeni wonke la magama. Do you understand? But it's not like that. Maybe la bantu abasephemitini bonke abasekho. They've perished. Now you nithatha indlu and ninika abantu abangasekho, people are going to be homeless. Laba balapha phakathi benze njani manje? Yabona, so the process must make sense, but people need to be educated in it, right? And then akuna family house in law. It belongs to legal entities. You and me are legal entities, nama ID. You establish a trust in a trust number, open a company in a CK or a PDY number, because it's going to belong to an entity. What is family? Like what? Then establish a Gunene family trust so that is a family house. Right? Because it trust is over registered with the master, it's going to have a number. Now we know who does this property belong to. The whole idea is that now we want to all own it because we're going to come cool. We're going to go gogo. We're going to go ban. It's a problematic situation. But people don't understand because they've not been they don't know. I consult it was unknown as a family, but explain and they're hearing it for the first time, or maybe they've heard it before, but still gonna learn to go to Maroksalai into a family. And fun ma will. Abantu abamnyama abasabi will, abasabi funeral policy. That one still, I don't understand the thinking. I would rather not have a funeral policy.
Yeah.
And surely send funny man.
And the funeral policy is a short thing. Mangifa, somebody is going to benefit.
100,000 nang Rosemary. Yile funeral bampile bonke. Angithi benze kanjalo? Yeah. Easy. Uthatha ama ID wabo babamnika. And abavele bathi imali yami phela ngifuna fast.
Yeah.
Not le ngithathela ukuthi ufe. Maybe ngabangcwaba, I don't even know that part.
Yeah.
But the bigger part of the money is akuye. Angithi. But then what happens? Why uvuma ngikucover, but when you're not protecting yourself or lama interest onawo ukuthi in the future. I have 3 kids. My mom will say, wena ngizokhipha wilini yami uyangikwatisa le ndlu ngizoyishiyela usibandani.
Yeah.
Wena hayi eyeni no 3 le ndlu. I'm an only child. Akana will. So what's going to happen if my mommy kusasa labantwana manje bazoma bathi hayi phela ugogo uthe.
Yes.
But what is stopping my mom from protecting her interests right now? Because it will be drafted by one and it's valid forever unless you change it. Right? And it's what she wants. I'm not going to fulfill her wishes in writing. What if I decide I don't even want that property. So I'm going to sell it. Right? Now I must explain to the kids. Wow, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's what she really wants, she should put it in a will. And sinene, if abantu believe ukuthi will imali eningi, ne? Kune wills week in September. That whole week, I mean, they'll declare it ukuthi inini. It's usually around the 14th. Go and get your will done for free. It's your wishes. Listen to a lot of women are saying, but saying is single powerful women. We buy our own properties, and then everything yami eyakho, right? And then nangu Tom uyamthanda phela uzwe mangithi it was in love.
Yeah.
And then shadela community of property phela wow. Njengoba uthe le ndlu
yabantwana
kanjani uTom umbeke phi? Ngoba uTom shadile exactly. And awuna ne will ke for the other 50%. Because which is where now the other problem comes in, because automatically 50% kaTom ushonile wena. Le ndlu yakho le 500,000 ivalue yayo. So uTom can inherit less than 250 as well. So owner 250, he can inherit less than 250. Yini esele for abantwana kule ndlu yakho 500,000. Papi. Labo bundle of joy. Abatholi next. Awuna will. So lenzile kiphutha uTom umshadile in community of property. Yenzi will ke for le 50% ukuthi akuseka Tom.
Yeah.
uTom will get the 50 via marriage. But it's also education. Yes, there's Wills Week, but should it not be started with a conversation? Why have a will?
Yeah.
Yini I will. You know? If you're afraid, I'm going to kill you, don't put me in your will. And you're not even going to be there. Because no one, you mustn't be forced to fago umuntu. Ewilini. Abogogo ke bayakhaphana. I've been involved in a lot of projects Zalama Wheels Week. Bakashwa abazukulu ngifuna lo mfake lo. Nje bahleli la faka yena la and mina ngiyabacosha ngithi hayi gogo akasala yi1. Because ngifuna ugogo abe honest but sebamkhaphile uhlala nami and yimi ozomsiza like no.
Une ulterior motive.
Yes, because I don't know the relationship. I don't know that ugogo really wants you to be in this world. And if ugogo wants that, uzongitshela. Sila ngaphakathi. You know? And also kunalento bazothi I've heard bathi no but I can't get everyone's IDs. Nani, no, you don't need them. Uyabaza. Ngithi uyabazi amagama wabo. You also know ukuthi she's also known as. Yabona? Simbiza ngo Sponono. What are the chances that in the event that awusekho everybody
in the family
Sponono ubani? I mean that would be weird.
Yeah.
But I wish the fear in my mind can be alleviated in education. Yabo. Let's have these platforms to just teach at level to see abantu. You know, when I do the workshops, when I started doing them, my husband helped me. And I did a couple, like 3 or 4, Bengwenzele Jablani. The Nedbank would help us with the boardroom. But also the turnout is not so great. Like, I don't know in Asaba because it's a Nedbank or in, but you know, these dialogues, and you'd find that, eish, manje mangabafakanga. Bazothini. Sengenzele will. We have safekeeping. A lot of attorneys mabakdrafteli will. They keep it safe for you. You know, I don't want to talk about wills as in Zwema Bank. I mean, I'm not promoting financial institutions, but you can do it. If you can't afford it, yenzenge wills week. I do wills cheap for Abokoko. Like not my normal. If it excites me. Yo, you know, and we'll safe keep the original. If unganayo wena indawo, sizo safe keeper, just make sure that someone knows somewhere when you will, because anything can happen to you, and no one's gonna come forth and say ugogo akasekho.
Yes.
So, and then it's going to be as if you never had a will. And as long as the original will is not found,
yeah,
copy ayisho next. But again, silwela izinto ngoba asazi. Silwela izinto ngoba siyasaba. Don't put Kanye in your will. If phela masengini will uzowazi ukuthi uphakathi kwayo, and then besa ngenza something, no, then ungamfaki. You know? Ungamfaki.
Or she must not even know what she's in the will.
And why uzomtshela? Because sometimes we do this, and usually in Wills Week they will say, "Hey, Janung haka thola hore ke like Jwang, why when ukhahlele yashe sifumeni?" Just calm down. Don't tell them anything, you know?
Just tell them within the event of my passing.
Yeah.
Here's the number to call.
Yeah.
They would sort out all the
administrative.
Some
mess you know? Motho ole o tlo tseba hore tshwantse go etsagale eng. Why nina nifuna ukudisclose ukuthi hayi nginayo, and then be ayithola uzoyitholelani ishiye ke la.
Yeah.
You know, so that bangayitholi. And all these ubabam, umamam, look, a simple will, or understand. Imagine explaining after umuntu sekangasekho ukuthi vele lendlu bengaseka babakho.
Eish.
Vele ayikazi beka mkhulu wakho. I as much as, I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. It's
facts, but uzoyenzani? First of all, you don't even understand how it came to be. And people don't have money to fix the situation. Amanyaya lungiseka. You can even dispute a title. Let's say you're saying, I've encountered situations where, and I remember I used to ask my husband about it, you know what a title deed can have 30 names, 40 names, 10 names, which one by 10. But when this process happened, people will say, bathi sikhethe umuntu one. Sakhetha ubusi, nange ubusi ushadile, indoda yakhona sekuyiye efuna le ndlu. I believe ukuthi there's a false dialogue that happened at that time, because if a lot of people are saying that, because something similar to that was said, something along those lines, they didn't afford abantu opportunity ukuthi nabo sisi ni 6 hayi ngenani no 6 yabona. And okunye bese bathi no khetha no 1 bese bathi sikhetha umfana, nathi we must get away from that. Umfana wani why nina nifuna ukufaka ubhutweni makashada nomunye usisi lapha yana
Uzoba entitled.
No.
Uzongixosha.
Oh, shadeni come to property.
Hambani
It's title deed
yoshada.
enyakhe.
Yeah.
And now you must take it to the High Court ukuthi bacancele the title deed. But even if they do, if you succeed, it's going to go back to Masipala. What is to guarantee that it's going to come to you after that?
Oh, there's a lot of education that needs to happen around that.
Kungananix.
Yeah.
Kungaliwa. You know? Let's just talk about them so that you can also take your title deed as a family nihlale phansi nibheke. Nibone ukuthi ishmara kusisenza iblanda ngokuthi sifake wena yabona. How do we rectify it? Because ingalungiseka manikhuluma amongst yourselves without involving ama high court and people don't even have that money.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, can you share some of your most difficult or disturbing cases ezingakulalisi ebusuku mawucabanga yo Nkosi yami lo yagogo or lo yabhuti or lo yasisi yo iphela nini le case?
You know, I think it's divorces. Divorces. Kubuhlungu ukubona abantu that bebathandana masangithi beba happy ngelanga lomshado.
Yeah.
And baba nasty.
Yeah.
Yo, baba nasty.
Until they've never loved each other.
Yo. Baba nasty. I've dealt with divorces where people are nasty to the core. Are nasty to the point of saying lo mZulu lo amaZulu ayathakatha. I mean, you married a Zulu man. Mosotho o. Yabona it's and kunabantwana. I think manganabantwana ayithukanani mhlambe like kunabantwana. These people must still co-parent. Bancane banabo 6 7 bafika nini u18 labantu. And then abo mama, a lot of the time he's never going to see my kids. Ngeke. Kanjani. You know, if there's one thing with my marriages, my father would say, why umntana ahlala lapha? Kumele ngithi first I gave my last born ukuthi ahlale nobabakhe. Why ahlala lapha inini ngithi angithi uyaza la. And there's no competition. Another thing, that guy was never my dad. I can't speak for him as a parent whether he's going to be good or bad. And if he is bad, uzozibonela phela umntanakhe.
Yes.
As long as angamshisi, angamlimazi, angam-abuse, then it's okay. Let him go figure it out. He can. The only person who can mess us up uye for himself. Whether uyayikhipha imali or akayikhiphi, I'm affording him the right le anayo legally to have a relationship nomntanakhe. Umntana azi ukuthi ngibuya kuphi. Umntana azibonele. Mhlambe ngempela this guy is evil. But what if now mom evil?
Yeah. Because
uyamkhipha la and all that the child knows ukuthi hey, hayi mama ngimuloyishe. Angabona ndiza but wow, this girl. And udeprive umntana into. Now you had the opportunity. Uhambile phela nawe wayozibonela lapha. Umntana ayenze njani? And it's not even a case ukuthi if ngempela the person is so abusive that you believe ukuthi they will cause harm to your children. Everyone deserves a second chance, right?
Yeah.
And there's ways around it. I guess you can go to children's court and say, "Funa a supervised visit."
Yes.
And these are the reasons why. Because you're also giving this person an opportunity yokuthi azibone mhlambe uzozifunda lapho ukuthi eish I messed up a good thing.
Yeah.
And look at what I have because uyakwazi kuba nalomntwana but underwatch until mhlambe ke leyo trust is ibe rebuilt. But I find that a divorce goes on for the longest of times and umuntu uyazathi till today I'm not allowed to see my children. Akafuni neyithombe anginaso esikoleni and you can't. What are you going to do? Uzomfoster.
Yeah.
It's against the law to deny ubaba umntana access to umntana. Now you want to take those steps. Angithi akona manje ukuthi bathi umama uboshiwe because urefuse in. But when we are angry as abo mama, and I found it a lot with the women, we use our children. It's angazi.
On that point, do you think, I mean, we are on National Women's Month, do you think a lot has been done to educate especially women around legal matters? because like you say, abo mama, when you become bitter, then awufuni ukuthi ubaba umntana bona umntwana, and then you poison the child ngokukhuluma kabi ngobaba umntwana. And you know, when it comes to human rights or the rights of a child and of the other parent whom you have so badly tainted, do you maybe think it's women, we need education on legal matters to say, Dali, relax, there's no need to loge ubhizi uba spiteful uba bitter. Yeke umntana hamba bona baba uzozibonela. Kube uye othatha that decision umntana, like you say, ukuthi umntana kube uye othi mina umntana ubiko wazibuyela Dali, mina bengamdeprive. Makafuna ukuya kuboba bakhe athi bengimvumela hamba ekhona. Uye wabuya wathi kimi mama, I don't ever want to go back to that place.
Exactly. You afforded him the opportunity.
He washo before he was even 15. I don't, never ever. Nanamhlanje he's 19. Mangathi mangabe siya argue ngithi ngifuna umsiphathe ngithi wena ngizokuthatha ngikusekine emfula athi mama,
where you going?
Mama, awungithandi. You know, yeah.
I understand. I think education, yes, but also healing, man, because the anger is so deep. Yes, maybe you thought forever. Remember when I said to you, I was angry, Mina, for a whole year. And I remember Mina when I got the protection order. Because my baby was still small. He was just a year plus, right? I didn't know ukuthi ngeke abe angry phezu komntanami. So I asked ukuthi, "Hey, mafuna umntanami zombonela ku public place."
Yeah.
Yabo ukuthi kunabantu. What are you going to do? Because I know you're angry with me.
Yes.
And manje phela wena kushaya underbelt.
Yeah.
Uqala ngithuthe over 9 months. Usayibuza na ukuthi there's no ways lo muntu apakishe yonke lento in one day.
Sihleli in one roof.
Should now is going to hear the story ukuthi what actually happened, you know. So
healer puti healer.
Yes, you know, like
this is a healing platform.
Just forgive me, I did what I had to.
No, this is a healing platform, Puti. We are helping other women out there to heal as well, other men out there, because men are going through the most.
You know.
So, nabo, so that they heal, benzi introspection, and yeah, because, you know, previously, besingakwazi, because besaba zona lezi zama dubula, gwaza, and so,
like
these type of platforms, this is anabanya mama out there ukuthi lalela they don't need an exit plan.
Yeah,
no. Busy family meeting.
Yeah.
Or baze kukhanyisile ukuthi
yes,
khanyisile cela solve a nice situation.
You know.
Right manje angisafuni.
I think healing. We don't talk enough and we don't talk to the right people.
Yeah.
What I experienced when you're going through that phase of being angry with one another, we managed to find people who support our anger.
Yeah.
And the things is wrong that
mob psych.
Vele. Yeah. You know, and how we find them, I don't know. And I'm going back to remember what I said earlier, let's find true friends. Yes. Who will stand for the truth and be the voice of reason to say, I know what you're angry, my friend. At that point in time, you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
If you're not really fearing for the safety of umntanakho, what are you fearing?
Yeah.
You're fearing ukuthi umntanakho uzothanda the other person more. I know that my mom used to say, what if uzobona my girlfriend wakababa khona ngale bese ngithi bese what? It's no one. I promise you. No one, no woman under the sun is going to compete with me as a mother. Mina bantwana will know. And I'll tell you that my son would come home and tell me, yo, mama, my dad, no, Sisbusi, ne?
Yeah.
Oh, Sisbusi loves me. Sisbusi gives me hugs, but I see him doing it. No, let me show you how my mom does it.
Yes.
Meanwhile, is like, and maybe Uti, my other mom, ne?
Yeah.
Oh, mama, other mom, wena. What other mom? No, mama, calling it. I'm like,
yeah.
Your other mom, at you, young tanda, at you, and young tanda. Uyangithanda mama ungenzela this and then ngimtshela athi ngithe uma mama uzozakubonisa ukuthi ungenzela kanjani in yes
Yeah.
so that nawe
Uyenze
uzoyenza
the
the way mama mayenza ngakhona. And I'm like, ah man, actually my mom gives me hugs and kisses. Asingangini.
Yeah.
Mama mlomunye gives me hugs and kisses. Ngithi, yeah, my mom does it like that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's happy. And ngibatshele ngibizwe ngithi after sontana sebengasekho ukuthi leave it. He's going nowhere, that's fine.
Yeah.
And the only person who can mess it up ubaba khona. Masekangasafuni ukuhlala lapha ya. Uzongitshela ekseni ngo-8 ngo-8 ngizobe sengimlandile wamntwana. And that's exactly what I did when he didn't want to be there anymore. I said, I'm sorry. My son can't be here. Uzokuvakashela. Angithi bayavakashela mina.
Yeah.
Sekazovakashela wena because manje ufuna ukuba namla. Ufuna ukuba nathi la. He feels as if he's missing out on something. Magangapa because the other kids are here.
Yeah.
And my husband loved my kids, you know. So Lord, I feel like there's things that happen when he's not around. Angenzi nix. Angeke senze anything. We're not gonna go anywhere. We'll wait for this little one to come. You know?
Yeah.
But angenzi abaza abantwana. Shuthi makangena ngoba shiyana nga 2.5 years nalo number 2. Uye othi, "Ah, bonke yakho?" Ha. Was man.
Beziwa.
Sake sathi ukuthi tshwe. Hayi, was a fast mama. Ngithi angiyazi. And I'm not talking about it. Lana ngembiza ngithi wozala ungikhaphe emotweni ngithi ungazongijayela wena ngokukhuluma manga nomntana because ayikho lento esho ufuna yenzeni ufuna manje ngathi angisafuni ke lapha nina nenza izinto mangithi we will not you know. And it worked out because I gave him that opportunity. I was not willing to have a conversation about my son staying there afterwards because when he was there I never complained. I never raised issues, and I would ask Nomati bangenze ini ngithi bakushisile bakulise ngaphandle imvula inetha bathi wena uhlale phandle no but ngithi hayi wena futhi wena ufuna ukukhuzwa awushanga let me check yabona you're still fine, look at you all handsome and everything. And I'm glad ukuthi I did that. And I did not do it immediately. I'm also glad ukuthi maybe ngoba umntana bekamncane and I could be angry and protective of him and keep him safe until ngwazi ukuthi okay,
now it's
you know,
yeah,
you want him, he's yours.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
take him. And whether a relationship is good or bad now or ibanjani with any of them, remember I have 3 kids with 3 different men. And it's up to each one ukuthi bekazoba ne relationship enjani nomntana wakhe because that door is open for all of them, right? You want to come see your son? See your son. By all means. Have the relationship. You messed it up and you're calling me, oh, because wanao habatle ho lombona ke re.
Wanao.
Interesting. Why? What did you do? And I'm still that girl that will go back and say, Ozala, number 1. Why ungayeki ubabakho? Give him a chance. Everyone makes mistakes. I remember on number 2 wami, I used to say to him, ubabakhe uke washo something very silly about me, you know, very derogatory. And he was angry, this one. I think we're about 18. Hi, how can Ati wena ukanje kanje? I was like, no, he said that. Okay, it's fine, I'm coming. I think I was at work, I'll see you. Bekavakashele khona. Mlando umntanami. And then I sat with him. Sengikam nam. Because I'm like,
how could
dude,
he?
We sleep kangakanani wena? Because I say nothing about you. If there's one thing, mina, I'm not gonna badmouth anyone. You'll do a good job on your own. Don't worry. And I said to him, you know, I think ubabakho unobo unstable nyana. No, literally.
Lulu.
Yeah, I said, when he's angry, he says these things about me. Pela, imagine losing me.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine. I was like, imagine losing me when I So, and then he's like, yeah, and so that's why. Anything he said, he doesn't mean. In that moment, now in so handsome and doing the things, you know. And when I life yakho with 18
senza sono mama,
you know, Tina, Tina senza kanje, Tina, whatever we ask for, we get. Mama like, oh mama, you know, and now you're talking about umalume wenu ngapha, you know, my husband, kushuthi lo uyapompeka ukuthi and like le ndoda yona ingena kanjani manje ukuthi ibe, and my dad is hands on, this guy is hands on. So I'm like, now he realizes what he lost me. And unfortunately when umntwana akazange ukuthi react kanjani.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to save the relationship. I'm saying you're being a fool. And this is your son. And he's starting to see you for who you are without me doing anything. But I also want to save it.
Yeah.
Because at no point in time, I always maintained, which I'll never be a father to my children. I have no aspirations to be a father to my children.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because Ubabam, when he died in 2018, my kids had grown. They had all their lives to have a relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
You know? And are you missing a father figure? Are you missing Ubaba? How so? They've experienced it to the point where now they can tell me, oh, hi, I'm on a boyfriend. Please. Asifune baba team. It's right.
Yes.
You know? We have one another. And I think unkulunkulu mkerile lapha. I always say it's not me.
Yes.
You say, people will say, as a single mother, like, hey, Mina, honestly,
it's not my doing.
I breathe.
Yeah.
I live and I pray. Literally, I pray. I pray for my children, Mina. I pray about everything. I get a phone call. I call someone is not answering. I'm praying. Dear God, I wonder ukuthi wenzani. Dear God, he's at school. Keep him safe. Keep him safe from himself, because my children are leaders. Yabona nje, I can't be lo mama othi angifuni uchomani nosibani because in fact kahle maybe ngabo sibani mele basangachomani nawe.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you are the instigator in this whole thing. You are the decision maker. I mean, when my kids are in trouble esikoleni, ngizwa nje ngimamele le ndaba ukuthi this one uyayazi lento bekayenza futhi nje mela bona ukuthi uyikhipha kanjani. Can't come here as a actor ngati.
Innocent.
Yeah, and I was a victim of what? Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sure we leader man. I'm sure you were like, guys, don't you think, like, let's go for it. Ulapha ku exec.
Yeah.
You want to go executive team.
Yeah.
Ulapha for all of them. For all of them in their own, but different with their personalities. But I see that, like, especially with Wabelas Bane, I would hate that and say, Moshu and try to, like, at some point, I've never had a fight with him in front of my son, right?
Yeah.
Remember, he was very small when we broke up. But I'm very confrontational. Don't you dare. Ungaqalisi.
Yeah.
Uyenze into behind my back. Ngoba lo mangitshela ngithi, "Oh, wenze kanjani?" Okay. Angisho next, but trust me, I start le moto ngiyaya ngifuna face to face. Oh, sinje soyoshana ngiyibhakela lapha ya and uzoye ejele after lapha nginane fear.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you ukuthi not my son. Not you trying to live your life through a young boy. Whatever you failed. And let him be. You're not going to be stifling a child from developing himself and his personality and as tall, because when umamako, and again ngiyakutshela lana very good at saying it's your mom. I mean, he says all sorts of things. Umntana khona mangitshela bathi, "Oh, angithi wena." Yay. It's not derogatory, but kusho ukuthi makafuna ukukwehlisa umuntu ukuthi, I've heard him say to me so many times, one thing you won't believe, ivili la jika. I don't know which village you're gonna go, and I don't know which wheel, because I'm like, do you know Evelyn? Like, where are you? I think you're in that party village.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
I komora peli tagline yakona begui village.
No, Lord.
Sisi, when you look back from where you come from, what would you say have been your proudest moments in your career?
Yeah. Taking that leap of faith.
Yeah.
That first step. I don't know how I did it. Hi, ngempela. And would I be where I am had it not been for Abadala, my husband, my mom, and listening. You know, every time I felt afraid and unsure, I went on my knees. I lit my candles. I went out there. I'm saying now I've become dependent on those. Okay, I've always been full of prayer without except to calling yam and not knowing where do I start with
Yes.
that? But looking back there, which it carried me to here that noma yini.
Yes.
Noma yini. I if I'm away from my sacred space for like a week, 2 weeks, and I haven't lit my candles. I pray all the time, 10 times a day. But ngifuna that peace that comes
yes.
with I'm here and I'm still with you. I know bahamba nami yonke now. And I took that step. I love helping people. I love that transformation, the relief. Sometimes it's just information.
Yes.
And I still find myself while working against myself because people must pay to get advice. People must pay to come for a consultation. And like I said, minang soft spot, especially for Rabokoko Nani. I will find myself even forgetting which one you pay into the medical care. and just knowing that Nyamsiza and Lana Uzos, I've got a thing that says, man, it's a quick one.
Yeah.
Ucabanga ukuthi bind, but it's not really that much of a bind. I'm a soft spot of issues, and I feel like maybe I need a bit of a break. I've been thinking about it. Maybe I should, somebody should just headhunt me and say, come back to corporate for some time.
Yeah.
Take a back seat because I'm so in it. I've been in this now. My firm has been around for 3 years. My husband helped me a lot in the business, so making money out of it was not really an issue for me. I could do this gladly. I'm getting myself out of that mentality which it's supposed to be a profitable business. It's supposed to make you money. People must pay. So I take on work. I try and find work that pays, but I'm still taking on work that
compassionate.
Yes.
Humanitarian type of work.
I really want to be a humanitarian. I'm a philanthropist. I pray to win the lottery on a daily. I'm like, dear God, if I can win this jackpot, how many people are going to be helped? I want to, Busi, my soft spot, like I told you, there's property issues. I just want to educate. I want to have a look and just give you peace of mind. I want to help women, right? At some point, I figured, you know what, my husband will retire. My husband was also 20 years older than me. He'll retire, and then over time, ngizobana this law clinic. I want to help women who want to divorce. I'm stuck here. I don't even know where to go. I envision myself having like a transition home. Oh, imagine whilst you're still trying to figure out what you do. Come with your kids and shack up in this room.
Yeah.
And what can you do? And they help one another. Omunye ukwazi ukugada abantwana. Omunye ukwazi ukwenza something with their hands. And we sort of have like a mini market lapha where you come to do your hair, to do your nails, to do ngoba bonke banama skills, but we are feeding off one another. But I have all the money in any event to make sure balala badlile. And when they are okay, they will get up and leave, right? But we are khona divorce. We are khona ukuthola maintenance. Sometimes uhleli naye lo muntu. Divorce, but again abantwana bayasokola uyasebenza. People are working. They're working in factories, they're working wherever, and Abo mama are struggling, right? But I go to I like to go to places like that and talk to people. And that's something my husband taught me because he was very humble. He liked to go into the communities at and he helped through his line of work, right? And I'm like, they need the help, but no one's gonna help them.
True.
And I want to help, but I have to make a living.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be in that space.
And you cannot pour from an empty cup.
I can't. I have children. I mean, my 16-year-old is in grade 11. There's one parent. My 20-something-year-old final year. I have fees to pay. And my mom is a spoiled brat that was spoiled by her father and her husband. And I'm taking care of 2 households, my mom's and mine, my children, and you ever know what's in split?
Yeah.
I have to service myself. I like things. I want to look good. I want to travel the world, but I want to share everything enginayo enhle. Ngifuna ukuyishare with people in my space. I want my blessings to be a blessing to others. And that's where I'm at with my firm. Like, imali God, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I look good. Of course I'm going to look good whilst doing it. But a lot of people will benefit. People abangana hope, you know? You get people that have come to my office where illegal aid, for example, can't help them because they don't qualify. Salary yake above a certain mark, but it's too little to pay for legal fees. So where are you? I want to be able to say, Nina, nipatali 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
Because I also believe in the principle of something that you pay for instead of getting it for free.
Yes.
Right? But it's a token, basically, just to also get you to commit to the process.
Yes.
And work with me. I want to say, let me do the divorce for you, but you pay your sheriff. The rest I'll take care of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I take care of it because it's my time. It's my energy. It's my resources. Nalabeng hamba nabo.
Yes.
They need to be recognized.
True.
You don't come to Gogo Khanyisile in
Exactly.
ourselves, whether ishumi, whether in. I'm saying, you know,
Yeah.
from my mouth
To
God's ears.
and the gang. In closing, Kanye. In closing, to that camera over there,
Yes.
your last words of advice to our followers, especially, you know, on legal matters and to people that are thinking of pursuing a career in law. To that camera.
Yeah. Being a lawyer is great. I think it's a calling. I've always thought of teaching, especially abantwana abancane, laba basayofunda ukubhala. Otadone.
Yeah.
Ukuthi that has to be a calling. But I also believe that being an attorney has to be a calling. And don't pursue it for the money. Okay, pursue it for the money. If that's what you want, you'll get the money. But more than anything, for the results. For the difference it's going to make to somebody else. I think you'll be giving something that is very beautiful. You know, something that we always want to give a man because you can take it. But the things we give that are not tangible,
Yes.
and a lasting value when you give of yourself. Because if you're in it for the love and the other person, it makes such a big difference. Because, you know, and it's hard. I want to also say, if you want to do law as a woman, it's hard. The industry is male dominated. You don't get all the support. And also as women, we don't support one another. It's very difficult. I mean, I have a limited network of other attorneys that can help me. And 3 years of being independent, I've either self-taught or been helped by other men in the business that I've made connections with, or that handful of female attorneys. But when you approach them, it's not easy. And I wish that women in my profession can be more open. Let's help one another. There's enough for everyone.
True.
Right? And if I help you, you'll help me. And other matters are so complex that we have to work together. And instead of, we feel like if we leave one another, yeah, I mean, it's fine. You learn it's called practice, right?
Yeah.
But at what cost? You know, think about the people that we are working with. Our communities that I work with. I wish everything I do for them, I can just do right first time.
Yeah.
And gungabi nama glitches because, you know, I could have done it better. Now I find out later and gune stress because it's stressful. I can't imagine ukuthi umuntu uza nenkinga and you don't take it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll sit with a problem, hi man ubusi, you know, and I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling to even find a solution. And the solution is there, but ngoba sidila nabanye abantu ayenzeki, but we're not supporting one another. I wish for more young people to come into it. But I wish for more people to come into it beyond the money. Yes, the money's there. I've always believed, Guti, mina vele I'm rich, mas.
Of course you are.
Look,
Of course you are.
I'm the daughter of a king.
Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
So, daughter of a king in Jan,
Ingeko rich.
you know?
Yeah.
And I'm fulfilled on a daily. I might not be getting, my clients cookie male, but I make it. You know, I pulled through. I keep pulling through. Why? Because, give and spend and God will send.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what is happening. Come on board. And also, abafazi mabangasabi, man. Masingabi angry. Masingabi bitter. Let's heal. I always used to say, Mankula, my greatest fear is being unhappy. And I think that's why in my previous marriages, I wanted to get out. That's why even being jola, sakula. This week, but by Friday something happens and I turn the relationship because the happiness doesn't live here.
Yeah.
And I'm moving on to the next. Like how quickly you move on. I move on because I'm afraid of being unhappy. And as women, when we are angry because the relationship didn't work, because because hey, we carry so much. And we carry so much value in JT. We create things that we can carry. We'll always find something.
Yeah.
But happy mom, happy life.
True.
Happy wife, happy home.
Yes.
It's true. We need to be happy. Tina, we are happy people. We must carry the happiness. And when you find yourself bitter, I'm saying go out there and find a way to get rid of your bitterness. Find your honey, man.
Yes.
And drop it there on your tongue. Right.
Oh, Kanye, thank you so much. So here's a little gift from us.
Oh, precious.
At least at the flenda kongeke kube na that botmende.
Oh my word.
And then because of Sabanzer, you can.
I'm gonna rock it.
Yes, gal, please rock it.
Thank you so much.
Rock it. This is just our way to say we appreciate you and thank you for your time. I know, you've had a long day today. You had to go to court. From court, you had to go and change and then come to our studios. You had a big, busy day.
And do homework.
And presentations.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Precious Moments. As we sign off, my name is Busisiwe Nomaswazigunene. We are celebrating Women's Month with Women of Substance. I'm with Khanyisile Nkosi, an attorney who's very passionate about humanitarianship, who's very passionate about abogogo, and her wish is that Nkulunkulu amupe iloto so she can take care of all the women that are going through the process of having to find healing. And if you are at home and you enjoyed this episode, please share, like, and subscribe. And remember to drop us a comment. Goodbye.